All right, friends. So, where are we right now in this cool video game? It is 1:10 a.m. in the video game, not in real life, thankfully. I think we actually just missed bedtime. I think people... Oh, wait, no, they're coming back. I was going to say, I wonder if we missed bedtime. Because we need to talk to the one guy to get some quests. But I think he likes to hang out on the 3rd floor. Unless this is him. That is him. Why are you sleeping down here? He's got like a big fancy office on the 3rd floor, doesn't he? Maybe it's not a bedroom, though. Oh, it's not a bedroom. Okay, yeah, he likes to sit in this chair and pretend to eat apples. So I figured this is where he was going to be. I could rouse him from his sleep, but I'll be a good boy. We need to talk to him and get our next quest, because at least I don't think we have it yet. Dropping some frames, by the way, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Hopefully it'll recover. If the stream is a little bit choppy, I can promise you it is not on your end, as it is on mine. Hopefully it's fixing itself up. Hello. So where's the dude? Are you still sleeping? No, he's not asleep. He's...
A pleasure to see you.
I like the story for the doggies. Big meats and bones upon which to chew. See if he's in the main area then. Sometimes I like to hang out in the lobby. Here he is. Yeah, because last time...
There's one last contract.
One less contract, right? Because last time we learned about... Well, it looks like we don't have an entry for it, but we heard that that Orion was, like, suspended. I don't think he was, like, let go entirely, but definitely suspended. And apparently we were demoted, and that I'm not so sure I understand. So we were really the messenger. We were sent to investigate where did this person go. We were the ones that found that they were dead. Why did we get demoted as a result of something happening before we were involved with it? Seems kind of fucked, but whatever. He said we'll work our way back anyway.
I've only got one more thing on my plate for you, but it's an important one. The stone of St. Alessia has been stolen from Bruma Chapel.
Okay. This is a quest to do after the events that we had heard about previously, where Orion has been at least suspended. So Azan says he's got one task for us.
I don't know if you're religious, but a lot of folks are, and the stone is important. Talk to Sirach and Bruma. He'll fill you in on the details.
Stone of St. Alessia. I'm trying to remember if that's a thing we've heard about previously. We did a lot of Thieves Guild thieving previously.
Talk to Sirach about that contract. Make me proud.
You got it, fam. We did a lot of thieving and ethically dubious things for the Thieves Guild previously, but I don't think that was a thing we had stolen previously. So, to Bruma we venture. It's gonna be up north. Boop. Let's see what they got for us. So yeah, I wonder if this is gonna be a thing I recognize, but we'll see. Also, it's snowing. So let's talk to Sirach, who is probably from the chapel. They were saying that it was stolen from the chapel, specifically. And of course, whenever I go into a chapel, I always like to double check to see if there are folks to sell us things. Spells in particular. Any spells?
What can I interest you in?
Yes, but nothing that I'm looking for. Again, I'm still looking for restore luck and restore personality. Here's the guy we need, though.
Greetings, my friend. You must be from the Fighters Guild. We appreciate your help.
What can I fight?
It's said the stone was blessed by Alessia herself. And while it remains in our possession, no harm may come to our church. The relic was stolen from us not long ago. A group of men was seen leaving the chapel the night the stone was stolen. We believe they were bandits.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time this kind of thing has happened.
From all accounts,
bandits causing a ruckus.
4 or 5 of them, and they've been seen heading east on the road. Please, find the stone of St. Alessia.
Alright, so it's got to follow just a general direction and we'll hopefully find it.
Apparently, Arentus Falvius at the chapel is quite a conjurer. He'll even teach the skill to those he likes.
Gotta make him like it first, though. Oh, Benny! What in the world? Thank you so much, Benny. Benny, I was lurking over in CD's chat early this evening because she was doing her big birthday stream, and I saw she rated you. Because I went AFK, I went to go check something else, and I came back to my computer. I was like, "Hey, we're watching Benny now. This guy's great. This is awesome." Well, thank you, Benny, for sharing the love. I appreciate you, buddy. Very generous, my friend. And like I said, we were all watching our friend CD, who is celebrating her birthday. So happy National CD International CD Day, everybody, and thank you again to Benny, again, very much so for sharing the love and sending some folks over to us. Let me do a quick shout out for Mr. Ben, or Mr. Stringbean. Well, hold on, except if anybody's ever played Oblivion, this might be a familiar situation. I actually cannot Alt-Tab right now because when I Alt-Tab, I don't get my cursor back. So, give me 1 sec. Appreciate your patience. Let me just save and then quit out. We're playing Oblivion, by the way. This is my first ever Oblivion playthrough. Do a quick shout out for Mr. Benny. Benny and the String Bean. Bam. There we go. Doing some Fallout New Vegas. That is right. Yeah, I was a Fallout game. It's New Vegas in particular. That's awesome, man. Benny, how was your stream? And also, do you have any goofy or fun moments that were clips that you would like to share? If you have any clips from the stream you'd like to show off or share with us, I'm happy to have you post them in the chat. We can all watch them together if you want. But no, whenever somebody raids, I try to remind myself to ask about that every so often at least. We're playing Oblivion tonight. Like I said earlier, it's my first ever Oblivion playthrough. It is unmodded, so no mods, no added goofiness, other than the original goofiness that is just baked into the game. It is the Game of the Year edition, so we have all of the expansions, all the DLC and all that jazz. We've made a nice handsome man you can see here, nice happy purple friend. And because it's an Oblivion playthrough, so of course you have to make an absolute monster if possible. But yeah, we've completed the main quest, we completed the Mages Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild, we've explored all the towns and done a bunch of side quests. We have not done the arena, and we're about to finish, I think, the Fighters Guild. So we're getting through it fairly well. However, we have not done Knights of the Nine, nor have we done the Shivering Isles. So we have a lot of game left in this game. But, so yeah, we still got a ways to go, but it's all been very enjoyable so far. What's up, Level 90 Wizard? Not a ton of clips maybe, but you met some Death Claws, oh boy. Had to sell some stuff to get the goods, that's right, yeah, to be able to take down the Death Claws. That is no small feat, no doubt. But yeah, the Shivering Isles, yeah, I'm excited for that. We probably won't, what I'm thinking is, if things go well, we'll beat the Fighters Guild quest line tonight. I don't know how much longer we have, but we're probably getting there. And then we will do the arena, because I've not done the arena at all tonight, or in this game, rather. And then if there's time at the end, we'll begin the Knights of the Nine quest line. We've accepted the pilgrimage, but I haven't, like, done any of the pilgrimage, so we got still quite a lot to go. But this is our hero. Here's the champion of Cyrodiil himself. We made mostly a spellcaster. Oh wait, well that's helpful too. But yeah, we mostly made a spellcaster. I know my face is covering this, but it's light armor, restoration, and mysticism. And then of course destruction, conjuration, all that jazz. So mostly spellcasting with some light armor and blade to complement. And but you might not know it by looking at him, but he is a dark elf, as he is a purple sad lad. I always tell people that when I was making this character, the goal was to make him purple and round and sad. I don't know why, but it just spoke to me. So a sad little bruised tomato is what we call him. But yes. But Corky knows, yes. She says, oh yes, the Death Claws. Such a good time. Yeah, no, confession time. I've only actually played the first Fallout game. I've only played Fallout 1, and I liked it a lot. It's a tough-ass game, but I enjoyed it a lot. I eventually want to play through Fallout 2 as well, but then yes, then there's of course Fallout 3, New Vegas, there's Fallout 4 obviously. In fact, I think CD's been playing some Fallout 4 as well, come to mind, as I think about it. But yeah, there's a lot of great games in that series that I have completely neglected trying out, at least so far. But yeah, I would like to change that at some point. Haven't done the arena yet. There's some good videos. Ooh, really, BDR? Ooh, yeah, good to know, BDR, yeah. No, because BDR raises a good point. This is my first ever playthrough, and I haven't really watched much of this game prior to my playthrough happening here, so I just ask people to be considerate when it comes to spoilers, that kind of thing. Usually just say minimal backseating is fine. Just don't go overboard with it, but usually people are pretty responsible, so I rarely have to worry myself. Not usually much with the magic stuff. Yeah, I would say magic is usually what I default to. Speaking of main quest, here's a relic from the main quest, if anybody remembers this part from the defense of Bruma. Bruma's right up there, and there's the siege device. So we stop that in its tracks, which is pretty cool. You can see the remnants of the Oblivion Gate around it. The Super Oblivion Gate. Fallout 4, yes, she's been doing Fallout 4, Donkey Kong 64, and a few other things. I know she was doing some Mario Maker earlier tonight. She was doing, what else was she doing? She was doing a bunch of stuff. 1 and 2 are good though, yeah. Older games not babying you, that's some tough shit, man. At least Fallout 1 was very good, and without spoiling it, there's a aspect of the final boss for Fallout 1 that I thought was fascinating. So those of you who've played it probably know what I'm referring to, but yeah, in Fallout 1, without spoiling it, if you accomplish certain tasks and have certain skills meeting a certain threshold, the final encounter will go differently. And it goes differently in a way that is actually quite interesting from a storytelling perspective, and is like very surprising from like, wait, this is a game from like the early mid 90s. So the fact that it did that was I think quite respectable. It was pretty slick, I would say. Now, does this person see me? All right, so they don't appear to be angry. Yeah, they're not gonna attack us on sight. Let's go ahead and save just because I don't know what to expect. But if these are bandits, then, you know, usually it's not gonna go. Yeah, BDR knows exactly what I'm referring to. Is this Maik? No, it is not. No, he's sad. I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, Maik is much more silly and goofy and not nearly as sad. I think Maik wears a robe a lot of times.
So I assume you're the one who's been sent to track us down. Damn stone was more trouble than it was worth.
Poor guy's so sad. Let's talk about it, fam. Let's rock talk.
It. I won't try to hide that now. I'm all that's left now, though. We may have stolen the stone, but we weren't the last ones to do it. The lot of us got jumped by a bunch of ogres. Partial to pretty gems, it seems. I'm the only one that survived. If you want the stone, head to Cedar.
So what do you think? Is it a trap? Is he like legit bummed and like, fuck it, man, this thing isn't worth it. Fuck, you can have the stone, I don't care anymore, I'm so sad. Or is he like, oh yes, I'll be the watch, I'll be the lookout, and he's gonna send us to an ambush? Who knows? Maybe the stone isn't there at all. We have only this to go by. Could it be sadder than sad? It's a good question. We'll do the side by side, see if we can get a comparison going. Wasteland 2, that's actually a really good point, Benny, because there's the Wasteland series, which I've heard is really good if you like that old school Fallout approach. Because that's the thing, Fallout 3 came along and old school Fallout fans were like, what the fuck is this? It's a first person shooter, it's more actiony, give me the turn-based strategy, man. Because old school Fallout guys and gals, they remember Fallout 1 and 2. So to some, 3 and New Vegas, of course they're great games, but they're not like, they're such a departure for some that it was kind of maybe not like a disappointment, but just not what some people were hoping. But like you said, Wasteland 1 and 2, and maybe even, there might even be a third one, I think scratch that itch a little bit better for some folks.
It's not far from here. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Now just leave me.
Willem, I fucking love your screen name. Goddamn, Willem DeFuck. That's incredible. But yes, Khajiit, he does like wear. He also likes shiny things, but this guy's sad because all of his friends are dead. Because his fellow bandits got killed in a heist.
I've told you all I know.
Now he's sad.
Leave me alone.
He says, leave me alone, man. Alright, so we were asked, who is sadder? He says, I don't care. So we just have these two sad I can't really see my face super well, but we're just gazing longingly into each other's eyes. So like, actually he looks more mad right now. So I'm Sadge and he's Madge, maybe. But yes, who is sadder? This pathetic face right here?
I hate my
or this guy who hates his life? I don't know, man. There's screaming goats in Wasteland 2, Kirk? Well, damn, dude, you got my attention. God dang. Warm sand and wares, that's a good combo. So to Sador we go. He says it's not too far from here. Actually, it is kind of far, but that's okay. We can fast travel to right here. Let's save ourselves the trip. Part of it, at least. Crime fighting sitcom. Me and Kashar. Well, maybe we'll get a chance to team up with him again. I mean, in the Thieves Guild quest line, there was that one Khajiit lad who kind of cleaned up his act, and we teamed up with him a couple times. That was kind of cool. There's always a chance we'll get a redemption arc. Exploding pigs. Interesting. And yeah, there is a Wasteland 3 confirmed. I hear battle music. Show yourself. I'm guessing it's here. Somebody or something or some tower of the mini variety. Ouch. My block skill is not the bestest, nor is my agility, but it's enough to get the job done. Blam. Screaming goats and exploding pigs. One of my favorite video games. Actually, why did I pick that up? I don't really have room for this. One of my favorite video games, just in general, but also one of my favorite things to stream is a game called Noita. I've streamed it quite a lot over the years. And it's one of those games where it's kind of like Magicka. You combine spells to make weird like spell effects and weird spell combinations of things. It's fun to fuck around with. See if I can sneak up on that bear. It's pretty fun to play around and make goofy wands that do horrible destructive things. And of course, there's a very vibrant modding scene for Noita. One of my favorite mods is an exploding pigs mod, because the explosions that they produce are nice, but the noises they make are especially funny. And the bear bounces down the hill. And rolls out of sight. Goodbye, bear. We hardly knew ye. The right way. Screaming goats, though. Yeah, well, I'm guessing it's a reference to the the screaming goat videos on YouTube. Like the one where it's got the Bon Jovi part, where it's like, we're halfway there. Wow! Living on a prayer. I always love that. Apologies to my neighbors. It's not quite 10. It's fine. Are you a nice doggy? You're not a nice wolf. Oh, but we have a bear friend though. Not too bad. Got one of those little armor stone things. Maybe I should actually grab that because we might want some extra protection. This face says remorse. This face right here, this sad face, this sad swollen purple face. It looks like it got stung by several bees. Hell yeah! But now I'm over encumbered though. Interesting. Why did it over encumber me? Maybe it like changed. I guess it added something, yeah. So we need to drop a couple things. That's okay. Actually, kind of surprised that was what it deemed necessary. Bloop. It's sad that it changed my weapon, actually, because yeah, now my weapon is temporarily just a bound dagger, which is actually worse than Goldbrand. So yeah, give me Goldbrand, dude. Cannot unequip it. Huh? Really? I guess it's bound to me then, huh? Can I drop it? Cannot remove it. It's a quest item. Well, it's kind of a downgrade, isn't it? Damn, dude. Oh, well. Let's see. I see my chat window is actually stuck right now, so I actually can't see any new messages coming in. Let me do a quick save. Because again, Oblivion. Alt-tabbing is kind of dangerous sometimes. There we go. Now I can see things. Yeah, sometimes the game will crash. Sometimes it gets a little bit sad. Sadge. Oh, wait, no, this is where I'm going. Silvertooth Cave. We're going... I got all excited. I saw a door. Thinking that was it. A lot of noise. Yeah, it's a game I've streamed quite a lot. I think it might be my second most streamed game behind RimWorld. Is Goldbrand. I mean, it is a vanilla weapon, thankfully. So this is an unmodded playthrough. It is a vanilla weapon, although you're right, it is from Morrowind. Well, it made its first appearance in Morrowind. Yeah, Goldbrand is a weapon that you first see in Morrowind. Whoop. Uh-oh. What's it doing? Ooh, okay, we got a bit of a lag spike there. The game is acting like it wants to crash. I'm gonna see if we can prevent that from happening. We'll see. There we go. We Gucci, I think. Aha! So he is a bandit. We don't know if he is like, you know, one of the bandits that would be like aligned with the lad we talked to earlier. It's a dagger fight. Bleh, he says as he falls over. Yeah, so we got Goldbrand from a Daedric Shrine quest. I believe that's how that went down. can't really watch or play it, but enjoy the streamer chat kind of stuff, BDR. Yeah, we've rated a number of people that play the game, and like I said, I've streamed it quite a lot myself, and there's a number of streamers I follow just on my own free time that play the game a lot. So yeah, it's one of my favorite games to watch just in general. Oh, there you go. You sheath the sword and that resets it. Yeah, it looks like that's what that did, which is kind of nice. Now I got the big sword back, which is nice. The fancy one. Like a fancy katana. Yeah, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but no, I love it. For me, it's one of my desert island games that has practically infinite content, honestly. West Side Story, exactly. It was same general dynamic. Same energy. So here's Sador. So once again, could there be bandits inside? Only one way to find out, baby. Let's save. Never really do enough manual saves in this game, honestly. A dagger to the dagger fight. Yeah, I would have felt awfully embarrassed if it was anything more or less. Now let's go grab a torch. Sometimes these areas are a little bit dark. And generally speaking, if I'm having a hard time seeing things, sometimes the viewer also is having a hard time. So, it'll be nice and considerate. Looking for a fancy, glowy stone thing. There might be undead, there might be ogres here. We really don't know what to expect. There might be bandits as well, for that matter. Stormlord's shield. Fancy. Dagger to a dagger fight. I thought it was pretty clever by Kirk. I think Kirk had a good one. I think that is worth a chuckle, if not several. All right, so is that a locked door? Now, eagle-eyed viewers might note that it appears that I'm trying to be sneaky. I don't need to be sneaky, and my character's not particularly good at being sneaky, but I do find it can be fun, especially if you can get a successful sneak attack. That's when the cool shit happens. So there are indeed ogres. Savage. Oops, wrong button. I think these guys might resist lightning. Ouch. There we go. Stabbed his face off. Got kind of dark there. I get the impression this actually might be a fairly quick dungeon. Potion of grounding. My degenerate ass misread that as potion of pounding, and I said, oh my, it's one of these. One of these, is it? There's a lot of stuff I need to sell next time we find ourselves with some free time. I might do that after we resolve this quest. Some stuff to resolve. So our bound armor is about to expire. For anybody curious, I'm trying to remind myself to cast Detect Light, or Detect Life every so often. Is it because we need to know where things are that badly? Not particularly, it's actually more so that I could just train my mysticism skill, rather. Because mysticism is the only major skill that I've kind of neglected. So if I have any hope of getting things leveled up nice and good, like, mysticism's the one that's the saddest right now. Ouch. These guys are really good at stun locking. Like, I have a tendency... That looks nice and comfortable. I have a tendency a lot, with ogres in particular, to just get stun locked over and over again. It's very rude, if you ask me. Start our armor reset. Spank him in the ass. He didn't like that. Oh, is he still hidden? Or am I still hidden? No, he's just standing there. He's just standing there. Menacingly. What are you gonna do, huh? Oh, he's punking out. What a chump. I'll go for a sneak attack then. Oh, no I won't. Damn it. I thought he was... he determined that he wanted nothing to do with us. Ouch. Yeah, it's really good at interrupting my shit. Actually wondering if the fire was gonna get him before I could finish him. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking this is gonna be a really quick dungeon. There are indeed more pieces to this puzzle than I was first thinking. This is not the stone. Looking for. I'm assuming the fancy stone we're looking for will be obvious once we find it. Once again, we'll try to be sneaky. Yeah, I'll buy. Let's go back this way. There was like a balcony area up here that caught my eye. What does it all mean? What does it all mean? I mean, the guy was true to his word. There's a lot of ogres here. In fact, it is exclusively ogres so far. One thing that I'm kind of sad about is that these guys are unfortunately smarter than some NPCs are. Where some NPCs, we got him on the knockdown, very good. Some NPCs you'll get a sneak attack in, stab in the back, and they'll be like, oh shit, they'll draw their weapon. They'll be like aware that there's somebody near, but they'll still not know where you are. Like, you'll still remain hidden. So like they'll be like, come out and fight me, like they're taunting you, but they don't actually know where you are. So you can just keep slapping away, and they're still considered sneak attacks because they're aware, but they're still kind of flat-footed. Monsters, not so much. Monsters, you hit them once and they zero in on your location. Much smarter, unfortunately. Also, another mundane ring. Goddamn, there's nothing mundane about these things. They're pretty fancy. So yeah, we've gotten one of those previously, and it's pretty beefy, big chonky. Ultima Underworld, really, Kirk? That is a throwback for sure. I had an old buddy from college who played a lot of Ultima, like the older Ultima games. And I never played them myself, but he would sometimes regale us with fun stories of the golden years. The good old days playing those games. And like early, just early, specifically the online ones. Right, beard hair. Beard hair's in my mouth. Yep, got it. But yeah, specifically the multiplayer Ultima games, the online multiplayer Ultima games are the ones where he has the fondest of memories, so... Obviously, this predated World of Warcraft, EverQuest. I mean, it was the early days of what would then become MMOs. There we go. I trimmed my beard a couple days ago, so sometimes stray beard hairs still find themselves in strange places. Thankfully, these trolls have not locked anything down, so I can just waltz on in, unchallenged. Ouch. So far we've been unable to proc the paralysis effect with the forward stab move. However, we've definitely gotten the knockdown effect to go a couple times. This is an awkward kind of dead end. Excuse me, kind of dead end. You would expect something to be here, but no dice. There. An empty dungeon so far, but that's okay. They can't all be singers. Oh, I just heard music. Did I miss something over this way? Somebody temporarily sniffed me out, but then changed their minds. Somebody smelled, what is it? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the bones of a hobbitman chump or something. There we go. There's the knockdown. Perfect. Yeah. It's always satisfying when it procs, but it's sometimes quite rare. Just give me a chance to wail on his ass. Ouch. Ultima Online. Yep. Earliest MMO. It's at least I think it predated EverQuest. Pretty sure it was before EverQuest, before Ashron's Call. You know, a bunch of these like really early era MMOs, most of which of course have gone the way of the dodo. Of course, World of Warcraft is gonna, as far as I'm concerned, is gonna be around and forever. I mean, eventually I've heard, so the full disclosure, I've actually never played World of Warcraft, but I have a number of friends that do, and I've heard from a few of them that they theorize that eventually Blizzard will want to upgrade the underlying engine for World of Warcraft, and when that happens, it'll have to be a pretty significant undertaking. You can only bolt so many things onto an existing engine before you just gotta change out the whole deal entirely, so that means remaking things from the ground up, so they might have to go for that eventually, but, you know, if you call it World of Warcraft 2, you know, whatever it's gonna be. But I mean, otherwise, though, technical limitations notwithstanding, it seems like it's gonna be around forever. Before EverQuest and what? Yeah, for sure. For sure, before both of those. Now, it's interesting. I have a couple friends, like I said, that play a lot of World of Warcraft. They played a bit of EverQuest back in the day. I name dropped Asheron's Call. Star Wars Galaxies was when they played for a bit, or Star Wars The Old Republic. So like a lot of these friends of mine are big into lots of different kinds of MMOs. World of Warcraft is the one they keep coming back to most often, but still, they've like tried a bunch of them, and they keep up a lot with the different kinds of MMOs. And you know, there was like a kind of a golden age back in the early to mid, I guess, 2000s, or basically around the time when World of Warcraft came out. Like a little bit before, a little bit after, where there was like so many different kinds of MMOs. There was lots of new ones sprouting up, some doing some cool things, like cool new innovations in the subgenre. Others more traditional, obviously, but and there's still innovation in the genre, but I feel like it's not as much of a heyday as it once was. You know, back in those days, MMOs were cropping up left and right, doing some cool stuff. You still have some cool new ones popping up from time to time, but the fervor has died down, you know, quite a bit back since those days. And it's still kind of interesting. It's interesting how that kind of stuff comes and goes, right? Because what was it, maybe 5, 6 or so years ago, it felt like MOBAs were huge. Like, those are the new hotness. League of Legends was getting popular. Dota was popping. Well, Dota's been popular for a while, but Dota was like really popping off. Had a bunch of MOBA, I don't want to say imitators, but like, yeah, games being made, or existing games having modes added to kind of cater towards the MOBA crowd. That kind of dwindled a little bit after a while, and then Battle Royales were the new hotness, and that was like a big thing for a good minute there. They're still big, and MOBAs are still big. League of Legends has never stopped being popular. But again, that fervor kind of dies down, and it's like, all right, what's the next hotness? So I think that those kinds of trends are interesting to observe and reflect upon years past. It's neat. It's neat stuff. I just think they're neat. So we need to get past... Oh, it's this area over here. There was a switch on the floor that I neglected. But I will neglect it no further. I'm sorry, Switch. I didn't mean to neglect you. I know you wanted me to step on you. I was a little bit weird about it. It really wants me to step on it. It said, step on me real hard, Daddy. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Too weird, but I'll do it. 'Cause that's what true love's all about. Kind of sick of the Battle Royales. Yeah, I will confess they were never really my kind of thing. I would prefer a Battle Royale to a MOBA, personally. MOBAs, I tried a couple of them. Tried League of Legends, tried Dota 2, and it's just not my style of game. Part of it is that I'm just not a competitive guy, as I don't really play competitive games anymore. When I was younger, I enjoyed some of them, enjoyed Counter-Strike, played a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege. I was never good, but I enjoyed playing them with friends. But as life got on, and as I got older, my patience for multiplayer games dwindled, or at least competitive multiplayer dwindled significantly. So yeah, MOBA's definitely not. Battle Royales, where it's like, I can see the appeal. And again, not really my cup of tea, but I can at least appreciate it from afar. I'm sure if I had a Battle Royale that I was like more interested in, I could probably get some friends to play with me. Like, yeah, I could probably get into it if I really wanted to, but none of them really tickled my pickle too much. Honestly, when it comes to Battle Royales, I mean, I'm a Bomberman fanboy, clearly, as you can see, and as, again, evident by this cool thing that Void made me. Void presented this to me today. A friend of mine from college, one of my coworkers, he made this for me. Isn't this just amazing? An incredible perler. So I'm a huge Bomberman guy. And Bomberman is kind of the proto battle royale, because yeah, you start the match, you gather resources, you gather upgrades, you got to fight each other, and you only have the one life. So, well, unless revenge mode is on, but that's something else. There is a respawn thing, kinda. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoy the OG battle royale in that sense. Or like Kirby's Air Ride had the city exploration mode, where you spent like 2-3 minutes gathering upgrades, gathering materials, and then at the end they would throw you into some kind of challenge. So I like things that are adjacent to battle royales, but just not quite all in on it necessarily. Sick of every game. Yeah, it is overexposure after a while. So I fault nobody for looking at those kinds of trends and just being like, shit, man, I can't escape them. Right, so no false walls that I can see, no traps, no bullshit, no life detection ticking away, so the stone has been acquired. So far as I can tell, no surprises. So, the only challenge here was the fact it's just a lot of ogres, so not too bad, actually. Not too shabby. Playing some Fortnite. The one thing I will say about Fortnite, Benny, is that Fortnite has been doing some really cool stuff. Like, I'm not a huge Fortnite guy, not my cup of tea, but again, I think I get the appeal, like I understand the appeal, and I can appreciate a game doing some like unique and innovative and weird and experimental things. And Fortnite has been wildly experimental and like pushing things forward for a while now. So I appreciate that they are not inclined to rest on their laurels, but are wanting to put themselves out there and try some weird shit. Doesn't always work, obviously. There have been misfires, but I appreciate they're trying like goofy shit, and it's super neat. Have fun for now. Yeah, you play with the homies for a bit, or play on your own for like an hour to unwind after work or after school, what have you. So yeah, I totally get the appeal. It's just for me at least, I sometimes find those kinds of games stress me out. So it's like if I only have so much free time to play video games or stream or what have you, it's like I want to play something that makes me feel good, because sometimes those games can just be infuriating. Oh man. Actually, I'm curious what the thing does, the amulet we found. At least I'm assuming it is under this area. Stone of Valencia. I wonder if it does a thing. It might not be a wearable amulet at all, actually. Might be more of an artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact, so it's not really a thing you can wear then. They never changed their premise. Coming out with a new... Oh, I see what you're saying, BDR. Yeah. They're switching things up for sure. Inventory systems real chill, yeah? Yeah, the build stuff, right, no build mode, and yeah, the upgrades for the weapons. Some people love the weapon upgrade stuff with PUBG and some of those others. Warzone has it too, where you can like switch out pieces for the weapons. Some people like that kind of thing, but yeah, if you want more kind of an arcade experience, that makes sense. A lot of time watching my hands. Yes, I saw that comment too, Blackbird. With the building mode, yeah, that's the thing. The building mode, the building stuff was a deterrent for a lot of people. So I'm glad they added it as an option, a no build mode for people that were interested in Fortnite but were maybe put off by the building aspect, because that was the issue. The building part was such that people who'd been playing the game for a long time were really good at the building stuff, and the meta kind of required you to get good. So like new players would want to start, and they would just get fucking obliterated by people who were master builders, and they didn't get a chance to like build those underlying skills before just getting sick of it. So I think that no build mode was the right call to add as an option. The hands of a blacksmith, that's right. They took one look at these small little pasty ass hobbit hands, and he said, "Oh my, what were the things I would do with those hands?" I know, Blackbird. It's like, whoa. This guy's gonna be hitting up my OnlyFans page looking for hand pics.
Have you found it? Have you brought back the stone of Saint Alessia?
My Only Hobbits page. It's gonna be popping off pretty soon. DMZ is a pretty good one. Oh yeah, Tarkov. Yeah, Escape from Tarkov's a big one. I'm actually not familiar with DMZ. I'm guessing it's probably a relatively new one. But yeah, Tarkov is kind of a spin-off of the Battle Royale stuff. And then there's like, what's it called? Hunt, I think. Or Hunt the Last... It's kind of a Battle Royale. It's like there's a PvP Battle Royale aspect, but also a PvE monster hunting aspect. And that game interests me a lot. I haven't bought it, but like every time I watch somebody stream it, I'm always like, this might be a kind of Battle Royale that I would maybe drift towards. Showdown. Thank you, Benny. Yeah, you knew exactly what I'm going for. The game looks like it has the right combination of battle royale PvP stuff with also us versus monsters and us versus other aspects of it. But again, I'm sure it's probably at times infuriating, just like a lot of other PvP games. So I haven't committed to it.
You found it. I can't thank you enough. Your work is greatly appreciated. Here, take these. I wish I could give you more.
Oh, wasn't nothing but a thing. Stone of Saint Alessia has been resolved. We got some potions, which I really have no need for. If anything, I have too many potions and too many things, but I will gladly accept them. In fact, what I should probably do is take my sad purple ass to the city, the Imperial City, so I can sell some things. Because again, inventory is popping off way too much. The hand, oh my god, the fucking hand model shit. There we go. Yeah, same energy, BDR. It's a Warzone. Okay, so it's not a game, but it's a mode in Warzone. That makes sense because I have heard of people talk about DMZ in the context of Call of Duty Warzone. You know, it just occurred to me, one thing I do not have right now in the title, but very much is a thing that I am doing right now. I'm gonna once again I'm gonna alt tab, so I'll welcome your good vibes to hopefully not let the game crash. I'm gonna update the title because one thing I neglected to include rather, is this cool thing that I call Bingo Oblivion. We have a command for it. The command is always ready. It's always there, but I didn't have it in the title, so it's not super advertised. But if anybody in the chat enjoys watching a streamer and kind of playing along with a bingo board, if you want to try to get yourself a bingo, we have a bingo board generator that's in the chat there. It's that Bingo Oblivion command generates that Bingo Baker URL. It's a little bit wonky. You have to copy and paste the URL yourself. If you just click it, it doesn't include the hashtag part of the URL. Kind of weird, but anyway, you copy and paste the URL and slap it into a browser, and it will generate a unique bingo board for you. And as I play the game and as things happen in game, some of those boards might become, some of those spaces might become fulfilled, at which point we can try to get a bingo. And if you succeed at getting a bingo, you get a free, shiny, handmade compression of the nut button. You'll get your own, very own nut button moment where I hit the nut button on stream in your honor, and then I'll also add 5 points to our charity point counter system. So, but the nut button is the real reward, let's be honest. Hitting the nut button, that's the best part. Go ahead and sell some things. What's up, Meerkat? The alt tab works. Yeah, we got there. But yeah, you knew what I was nervous about. What's up, Rationalize? It's good to see you, bud. We were just talking Noita a couple of like half an hour or so ago. Because we were talking about some of the goofy mods that I've seen lately, especially. There's a bunch of I'm like acquiring a steady list of mods that I want to try out myself. I haven't streamed Noita in, oh gosh, probably like close to a year at this point, but it's something I want to get back to at some point. I say that about a bunch of games, though. I want to stream more Noita. I want to stream more RimWorld. RimWorld's one of my favorite games in general. I want to get back to Morrowind. There's a bunch of Morrowind things I want to do with the mods that I'm working on making. Playing other people's mods, but also making my own. And then, of course, there's there's other Elder Scrolls games too. I want to play through Daggerfall. I want to play through Skyrim eventually too. So I've just got this constant, ever-expanding list of shit that I want to do.
That's more than
a lot of stuff to sell. Look at, yeah, we found this goofy ass wand. It's not particularly useful for us, but it's so wonky I couldn't help but not get it. Same with this one. This one's just ridiculous, but not very helpful for us. Staff of Worms for reanimating things. I can't remember what led to us getting this. It was clearly a necromancer thing that we acquired. The modding community, it is pretty nuts, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard to keep up with, honestly. It's a good thing I watch people like Alias and Dunk and Solar that do keep up with the modding community much better, because the stuff they feature on their streams, I'm taking note, adding them to my list of stuff that I want to play, because I'm just like, this shit looks ridiculous, and I gotta try it out. So fun. And you have the Tamriel Reborn. I've seen it, Benny, although I've not played it myself. But yes, I know exactly what you're describing, because those look and sound incredible. I think I might get rid of some of these. Black Hand Robe. I feel like we're hanging on to a lot of these kinds of things that I don't think I'm gonna ever use. It's a shame the Archmage equipment doesn't have any enchantments to it. It's just there to look nice. Because yeah, we beat the Mages Guild questline, which means we are the Archmage of Cyrodiil, which is pretty cool. But I don't really have anything to show for it, unfortunately. Just magic, there's chameleons. We'll sell these. Selling a couple things. But yeah, it's just like Rationalize said. Yeah, there's a really vibrant and thriving modding community for lots of games, not just Noita, obviously, but lots of games of like really cool modding communities. I name dropped RimWorld earlier. RimWorld's another game where the modding scene is fucking bananas. Like, it's just ridiculous. The creativity and the wild shit people are making. There's the normal stuff, right? Stuff that gives alternate sprites, adds new music, adds new monsters, weapons, blah, blah, blah. But then you get like the goofy stuff that they add in. New scenarios, new storytellers, new biomes. Like, you practically can build your own like do-it-yourself expansion bundle. Like, you can just go into the Steam Workshop and just start installing shit, and you just transform the game into something entirely different. Shit is completely wild, and I love it. Also, Jade, good to see you, bud. Jade says, "Halt! You have violated the law. Surrender now, and your stolen goods are forfeit." The modding scene, that's right, friend, that's right. But yeah, to Benny's point, though, the Tamriel Reborn mod, yeah, I've seen screenshots, I've seen a little bit of it streamed, but I have not played it myself. That's something I would like to stream as well, I think. It's like, since I've never played it, I like the idea of trying it out on stream for the first time and just exploring around, seeing some of the new areas in the Morrowind province that we don't get access to in the base game. Because, of course, for those who don't know, Morrowind is actually an entire province, not just the island of Vardenfell. In the game, Morrowind, you're practically limited to just Vardenfell, as well as Solstheim, which is, of course, was later retconned into being part of Skyrim. But you could get to Solstheim through the Blood Moon expansion, and then you also have Mournhold, I think, which is a mostly interior separate area as far as the Tribunal expansion. So like you learn about a lot of these kinds of cool things throughout the events of Morrowind's story and the lore, but you don't get to see a lot of it firsthand, unfortunately. But that's where Tamriel Reborn steps in to kind of fill in some of the gaps, which I think is kind of neat. It's kind of neat. A giant pimp coat, a meerkat, and at least a giant pimp coat that has cool enchantments on it, and a matching pimp cane to boot. Seen her play it, Kirk. It looks pretty slick. In fact, I think there was an update to it fairly recently that added volumetric fog to the game to make it look even prettier. So I mean, the modding community, or the development community for that mod, talking about vibrant communities, like, they're adding a lot of cool shit into that game, and they're doing a really good job. So I'm down for it, honestly. Lots of warriors out of Minecraft. Yeah, I mean, what a great way to just get a lot of times free, or at least easy to acquire, like an easier to, I shouldn't say easy to acquire, but like easy to follow, and like easy to work with the community on like building a modded experience for a game. Like, so many times you go to a Discord server, or you go to a community board or a message board, and they say, if you want to play this game, here's the mods you recommend. You know, get the enhanced texture mod, get the HD graphics mod, get this, get that, install this if you're on this operating system to help it run a little bit better. So it's like, what a great way to not only extend the lifespan of a game, but to also welcome more people into a game for, like, the game's kind of older. Like I said, like, the graphic enhancement mods make it a little bit nicer, maybe make it run better for some operating systems. So it's like it expands how many people can get into the game, which I think is nice too. So no, I'm all about it. Even if I don't use a lot of mods to some of the games that I play, I'm still just a big fan, just in general. I think I'm gonna sell. I want to like go through like the shrouded things. I want to sell one of those, maybe both of them, maybe both. But yeah, I mean, Morrowind's a good example. I mean, I love the base game to hell and back, but yeah, the modding scene has allowed me to get hundreds of hours out of that game, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Bedrock or Java edition? Yeah, I think Java edition. I'm pretty sure Jade's right. So one of these. Got way too many of these things, honestly. Reborn is huge. Yep. Sorcerer Dave. That's actually a content creator I've never heard of before. I should look up his stuff. Lots more updates. That's exactly it. Yep. The Java version. Yeah, I've heard the Java version is kind of the one to go for. I talk about a game that I've never really gotten into myself. I've played a little bit of Minecraft here and there with friends, but it never really clicked with me, so I never really got into Minecraft. It's a great game. It's just not my cup of tea. But Terraria, however, is my cup of tea. Like Terraria, Starbound, those are the kinds of games I've spent probably an embarrassing amount of time playing with friends, you know, on and off stream. It's such a good one. I have a lot of cure paralysis. I don't think we need quite as many, so we're gonna sell some of these. Cure poison, don't need these. The devs officially support. That's right. Yes, you mentioned Terraria, Risk of Rain. Again, Rimworld's a good example of that too, because the latest expansion very explicitly has like included work that they've like brought on from some of the stuff that they've seen from the more popular mods, where they have the mod developers like contribute to the game proper, like the new expansions, which is really slick. And so yeah, like you said, Jade, it's kind of like a more kind of community-based feeling where the developers are seeing what's popular, what's their game lacking that other people are using. Fuck man, let's just include it into our game. Why the hell not? I can understand why in some cases, some developers might, you know, see the modding scene and go, well, we like what you guys are doing, but it's not our vision, and maybe they want us to keep a distance. But yeah, in the case of some of these games, at least, they are more than welcome, more than willing to go all in, which is pretty sweet. Look at these things, they're so expensive. I don't think I need 8 of these things. I'm gonna sell, I guess I can only sell 1 at a time, can't I? We'll sell down to like 4, I think. It's a lot of spell absorption. We'll go down to 5, I guess. It's not like I need the money, right? 340,000 gold is ridiculous. Neverwinter Nights, Kirk? Yo, that's some good shit, bud. That's some real good shit. I'll sell 1 more. Yeah, I've played a lot of the first Neverwinter Nights. I meant to get around to 2, but we never actually finished all the base game for Neverwinter Nights. My friends and I played through most of the base game. We wanted to get to Mask of the Betrayer, because I'd always heard the Mask of the Betrayer is like one of the best expansions ever for any video game ever. Apparently it's a really amazing. Oh god, 45 strong healing. It's too much healing. But yeah, there's a lot of Neverwinter Nights content I want to go back for. But yeah, again, the modding scene, it does not surprise me that there's probably a ton of cool stuff with like, yeah, modded quests or like quest lines or storylines. I'm sure there's all kinds of cool stuff there. But we'll keep 8 of them. That sounds good. Rimworld is the Pemmican. You gotta get the Pemmican. Actually, well, I've been burned by the Pemmican myself, Meerkat, because I've found that if you're playing Rimworld and you have a designated cook and they're good at their job and they make pemmican, you're probably fine. If you find pemmican that someone else made from like an NPC or you buy it from a shop, you don't necessarily know the level of like cooking skills that went into making it, and it could be like rotten, or not rotten, but it could have been made poorly and cause food poisoning. Like there's always that chance, and I've been burned by that in the past. I found like, oh hey, some free pemmican, let's add it to my guy's inventory, and then suddenly my entire colony is puking their guts out from food poisoning. It's like, well shit, no wonder that we've tainted the well, which is a shame. Getting mod loader on Steam. Oh, probably for Terraria, right? Yeah, T mod loader, that is. Yeah, for Terraria modding, that's fantastic. A game I'd be interested in. Yeah, it's a very good game, Jade. Again, that's one of my desert island games that I can always come back to and enjoy myself with. There is of course a learning curve. Some of the systems I think I think they do an okay job of conveyance, you know, conveying how to play the game, you know, that kind of stuff. But it is still a lot. It is still a lot to learn. How did I get so many potions? Good lord. Must have been going nuts previously. But no, it takes a while kind of getting the hang of things, learning the systems. There's of course a trial and error aspect to the game that is inevitable, but I love it. It is a game I can just, like I said, just keep coming back to, and I keep finding new things to appreciate about it.
A good price for.
And yeah, I really can't say enough good things about it. But the thing that, for me at least, was when I wanted to... The thing that like inspired me to play the game for the first time is that I was watching somebody else stream the game for the first time, and I was taking note of the things that they were screwing up on, or things that were screwing them over. So that like, okay, when I play this, I want to make sure I don't do that so it doesn't screw me over in that way. inevitably you'll still have fuck ups. There will still be things that get your ass, but trying to like watch a new person learn helps me learn, because it's like I was kind of able to take notes along the same route. It was nice. Anyway, so Benny says it's super late. It's almost 4 a.m. Well, thank you again to Benny for the very generous raid, sharing the love, because like I said, it was really nice getting a raid, getting to join in on CD's raid earlier when we raided Benny, watching her, from her stream. But I appreciate you, Benny. Like I said, Benny is a fellow variety streamer, if anybody didn't pick up on that. Plays a number of different kinds of things, but right now he's doing some Fallout New Vegas, kind of his main thing. And he's a gentleman and a scholar. We appreciate you, buddy. So thank you again, my friend. We'll be going for another, here we'll be going for another probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours. I'll make sure I don't go too late, because I do need to get up at a reasonable hour tomorrow. I've got some stuff in the morning, and of course work on top of that, but like I said, we'll be planning on going at least decently late tonight. At least just the usual amount of lateness, probably. Lots of scrolls to sell. We're getting our mercantile skill up. Yeah, we got a lot of things that I've just been leaving in my inventory for too long that I haven't cleared out in a while. Bit of gold.
That seems
I tend to leave a lot of the command creature and influencing charm spells, that kind of thing, just because illusion is the one spell school that I've neglected the most in this game. So if I have a quest where I need to charm someone or command them, I'll just go for the scroll option instead. Visibility will keep that one, but yeah, we've already read the tomes, so we're good there. Soul Trap is good, obviously.
You've a good price for
a good customer. That's right. I'm his favorite. Doing some Skyrim as well, Jade. Yeah, I every once in a while somebody will ask, like, Alex, are you gonna play Skyrim after Oblivion? It's on my list for sure. Probably I'll play other games for a while before I circle back to a new Elder Scrolls game. And I would say actually Daggerfall is higher on my list as far as Elder Scrolls games that I wanted to play through, but Skyrim is still on the list. So yeah, I'll be experiencing that game for the first time, hopefully fairly soon. Jaden is it's freaking everyone's favorite. Not literally everyone, but I mean it's a game that is its reputation precedes itself, man. It's the fact that it's so popular, despite being from a series that is with Morrowind and to an extent Oblivion known for being at times fairly complex. You know, it's not exactly a up until Skyrim was not really considered a giant mainstream crossover success, but man, everyone has played that game and lots of people love it. It's influenced so many other games, so I feel like even if based on what I've heard, there might be aspects of it that I might not love, I still want to try it out so I can have my own opinion and try it for myself, and yeah, kind of see how I can trace its influence to other games that I've played that clearly took influence from Skyrim. The summon spells, yeah, we already learned that spell. Soul Trap, Magic Rain, yeah, a lot of these we can just get rid of. Your Wound.
You got a great deal there.
We're pretty much set. Voice of Rapture is good. Some common soul gems, let's sell these.
You got a great deal there.
I'm actually going to use some of these soul gems to recharge my weapon.
Seems a fair price.
Of course, we got the Varla Stones. So many Varla Stones, so little time. Oh, the Black Soul Gem. I should use that for the Daedric quest. Forgot about that. Yeah, I get the Daedric quest for that once the Soul Gem.
Thank you.
Alright, so that was a lot of inventorying. I know it's kind of dry content-wise, but the good news is we freed up a lot of space. So look at that. We got all this wiggle room now, which is great. Also my repair hammer. Whoops. Should probably buy some more because we're getting kind of low. Although we didn't break a single one just there. Oblivion's the best one, Piazza. I would say I'm a Morrowind guy through and through, so I mean I am enjoying this, but I would say Morrowind is still my favorite, but I can see why this game was so influential. It was so big, they decided they were just gonna rest, again, on the subject of developers resting on their laurels. They were like, we're just gonna hang back for a bit and let this whole Skyrim thing run its course for a bit, because we really have no incentive to make a new game anytime soon. I think Todd Howard was even quoted one time in an interview somewhere where he was like, Someone's like, why do you guys keep porting Skyrim and like re-releasing Skyrim? And he's like, hey man, we would stop porting it if you assholes would stop buying it. Because man, you look on Steam, what's the game that is always near the top of the top selling list? And it's always Skyrim, regardless of whether or not it's on sale. Like, it's always popping off. Pretty crazy. Dave points out the Dwarf Fortress Steam version is sneaking tomorrow. Now, I am shocked, Dave. I'm shocked that I have not heard about that, because I've been trying to keep my finger on the pulse of this. So if that's like honest to goodness what's happening and it's gonna release tomorrow, Dave, ooh buddy, that is actually huge. I might need to change some things around in my schedule. I probably won't play it like day of, like day one, but I might need to like add that to closer to the top of things, to the list of things that I want to do. Because yeah, that sounds fantastic. That sounds very, very fantastic. Because that's a game, again, when it comes to games like RimWorld, that's a game that I've been acutely aware for a long time. Talk about a game with a learning curve that is a lot to take on and not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm very interested in Dwarf Fortress because that has a lot of things. Much like the games I've mentioned tonight, RimWorld, Noita, that kind of openness that let you do anything. That's a game that I've been watching for a while now. Oh, I get to talk with Grandma Johnson. That sounds nice. And then made dinner. Or you made dinner, rather. That sounds nice, Johnson. What kind of food you get, bud? It's the longest gap. Yeah, it's like pretty wild. Oh my god, they're... Oh, I thought all three of them were fighting the mannequin. But no, you're right. You're right, Jay. The fact that, I mean, what? Skyrim came out in 2012? And here we are 10 years later, which is pretty wild. Or has it been longer, even? Yeah, but still, it's been a long time. The fact that there was like, what was it, 5 years in between? Or maybe, no, less than that, less than 5 years. There was like 3 or 4 years in between Morrowind and Oblivion, despite being, you know, quite different games. You know, quite a jump up in graphical fidelity and physics engines and that kind of thing. There was the Benny Raid Johnson. That's correct. Our boy Benny raided us. It was very sweet of him. He's a good dude. Got some noodles, some tomato sauce, some veggies. That's a solid dinner, Johnson. I'm very impressed. Could you fax me some real quick? Here, I'll turn my volume up on my speakers extra high, so that way when you fax them to me, they'll ooze through the speakers that much louder. Because they're noodles, right? So they'll come through those speaker holes. Easy peasy.
What's the status of the Stone of Saint
2 years, 6 years, 4, 5, and 11. God dang, that's ridiculous. Dwarf Fortress with, yeah, with proper graphics. Honestly, the graphics doesn't bother me with Dwarf Fortress. The control scheme is what fucks me over with Dwarf Fortress. Because games like that where there's just no mouse and it's all keyboard and it's all like weird shortcuts, you need like an 8-week, like a 1 to 2 semester course on here's how to play the game just to know how to command the game. And that's of course not even considering all of the general meta knowledge you need to acquire to be even close to successful, to be remotely successful. It's a lot, and that learning process is part of the experience, and I get that, but it's just so intimidating. RimWorld for me is it scratches the itch that Dwarf Fortress gives me with much less of a learning curve and much less of a complex system shenanigans that I need to worry about. There's still a lot, and it is at times complex, but yeah, Dwarf Fortress has always been like too much for me. However, the Steam release might shore up some of those anxieties, so I'm so very hopeful, because it's like Dave said, RimWorld would not exist without Dwarf Fortress. That is 100% correct. So yeah, very, very exciting. That sounds awesome, Johnson. But yeah, I love everything you just said about that meal. Sounds fantastic. Influential. Wow, yeah, that's awesome. So releases Skyrim was 2011, right? Yeah, but it releases tomorrow. Try to play up with the interface. The interface is rough. I mean, of course, with like a lot of the games we've been talking about tonight, you can mod Dwarf Fortress to hell and back, give it new texture packs, probably mods it, probably change up the input scheme. But yeah, just that interface system. I hope the Steam release goes smoothly, and I hope it allows people such as myself and maybe even Dave to try our hands at dipping our toes into this great game and trying it for ourselves. Shove it in the microphone. Yes, exactly, BDR. Yeah, the graphical user interface, exactly. 3D ASCII graphics, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. It's not even just that. Like the fact that it's ASCII, but yeah, you have to consider like it's like 3D ASCII. So you have to consider that there's multiple floors like to the fortresses and like multiple layers to the sides of mountains. It's just so much, man. Good lord. Having one stays at home. Yeah. Honestly, Johnson, I respect it. Yeah, when Grace and I move in together, like we'll both primarily be work from home, but I'll still have to go in the office sometimes. But yeah, there will be some pretty nice benefits, I would say. A laptop with a mic connected to the webcam. Well, darn, it'd be a little bit trickier then. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing it as well, Kirk. Yeah, it's on my list. Now that Dave has pointed this out, I'm gonna have to recalibrate my list of things that I want to stream soon.
Done. You've put in good work for me. I only wish I had more. Things are a little lean right now, as I'm sure you know. Here's your payment.
Alright, cool. No advancement opportunity. Any more contracts?
I've got nothing more for you, my friend. I believe Burrs has one further assignment, but that is all.
Just one.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
See Burrs grow Kosh in
Shane Hall's where we're going.
Contracts.
Anything else, bud? Nope.
Goodbye.
He says, anyway, I'm out of here. My favorite is when he sits in his chair and pretends to eat apples for multiple hours. He'll like have nothing in his hands and he'll put his hands to his mouth and he'll open his mouth like, ah, but there's nothing there. So it's like a weird glitch this character keeps doing. It's very funny and very entertaining. There's a doggy. That is Mojo the doggy. Mojo the doggo. He says, anyway, I must be going. I need to go beat the shit out of this mannequin with my giant axe. So to Chaden Hall we venture. Chaden Hall is up here. Oh, not the castle. The West Gate. Elder Scrolls 5 and 6. I'm very curious. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what's going to be like. I mean, granted, it will take me a while before I'm at a point where I will be caught up to play Elder Scrolls 6. Because again, I'm only playing 4 now, and I haven't even touched 5, so... knowing me and the speed at which I play these kinds of games, it will take a minute before I get around to it. But yeah, I'm curious just kind of from afar to see how Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be, what it's going to look like, what things are they going to add in, what the underlying systems are going to be like, where it's going to take place. I know a number of people have pointed out that there's kind of this feeling of simplification when you go from Morrowind to Oblivion, then from Oblivion to Skyrim. They've, reduced the number of spell schools, or maybe not spell schools, but the number of spells and the kinds of weapons you can wield. They've added new ones, obviously. They've added new things, but there's like this according to some at least, this feeling that some things have been simplified. So I'd be curious to know if they're going to continue down that path of like simplifying it to make it more mainstreamable, or if they're going to maybe add more depth, which I would selfishly enjoy, but might not be to other people's liking. So, there's all these different philosophies on how they could go about these kinds of things. Specific goals, there was just casually, pretty much just playing through all the things that I can. The basic idea is I've wanted to, I gotta find the orc guy. I've wanted to experience this game fully. So do all the main quest stuff, do all the guild quests I can find, take on all the side quests, do all the DLC. I can't really call it a 100% playthrough because of course I'm not going to find all the Nern route, obviously. And of course I'm not going to find all the side quests. I've taken all the ones that I found, but it's just impossible to 100% an Elder Scrolls game. There's just too much game in the game, too much stuff to do. But at least give it like an honest to goodness fair shake where I feel like I've done my due diligence.
Because I don't see a big need to chat with you.
Like that's probably my main goal is to really give it the full experience as if I was somebody playing it. Well, I am playing it for the first time, but as if I was playing it like off stream. Like this is how I would play it off stream, honestly. Space Haven, Road Warden, and Out There. Now, I'll confess, I know of Space Haven, but Road Warden and Out There I've never heard of, Kirk. I'm kind of curious, though. Are they on Steam? A peanut butter mixer. Interesting. He does love peanut butter, Johnson. I mean, I'm a peanut butter fiend as well, so Johnson, you get my approval. I bet J-Bone's gonna love it. I would imagine making your own peanut butter probably is is like not a super simple process, but I imagine the idea of like making it yourself sounds pretty appealing, and you probably end up with a peanut butter product that is probably quite nice, especially if you can make it to your own liking. The gigantic map, that would be Daggerfall. Morrowind's map is it's significant, but it is, I think, smaller than Oblivion's and certainly smaller than Daggerfall's. Daggerfall's is the one where it's so big it's actually partially procedurally generated because there's just no way they would have been able to make it by hand. So yeah, that Daggerfall is the big boy.
I've got more for you. Important stuff, actually. You need to go talk to Lord Rugdumph.
Rugdumph? What a flattering name.
He's an orcish noble, a fine man. Our families go back a bit. Anyway, his daughter is missing. Head to his estate and talk to him. Find his daughter and mind your manners. I don't want you embarrassing me.
I love how the idea of an orc being like, now you be a charming, charismatic person, all right? I will have no rude manners in this household, when he's a motherfucking orc. And this guy, what did he say when we first talked to him? He was like, I don't want to talk to you. I've got work. Go fuck off. Like, all right, man, you don't have to lecture me about charisma. It's fine.
Model of an orcish woman. Now go find her, and don't be rude, or she'll rip your ears off.
There you go. Yeah, you know I'm a huge peanut butter fiend, Johnson, so I'm in support of this. But no, I also recognize though that like those, when it comes to like the handmade kinds of solutions like that, yeah, they can be more involved, but the product at the end is usually worth it. Usually you get out what you put in. So you're usually not a huge fan of it yourself necessarily.
Go help Lord
Rugdumph
and wipe that smile off your face.
Nut matter and oil together. Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I bet J-Bone's gonna like it, Johnson. I'm excited for both of you. Daggerfall Arena. Is it? No, I have not, actually. It's kind of embarrassing. I mean, you know, despite the fact I've streamed so much of this game in Morrowind. Here we go. We've apparently been here, by the way. Despite streaming so much of both these games, these are the only ones I've played. I've never played Arena or Daggerfall. Daggerfall is on my list partially because there's the Unity remake. Or not really a remake, but Unity port that I would absolutely... Oh, I could have just walked around. That I absolutely want to play. And it seems like that version runs pretty well. I think the original Daggerfall had some well-known bugs that caused some quests to be hard to complete, that kind of thing. So yeah, it is very much on my list of games that I want to play, and I would go for the Unity version myself. Arena, I'm not so sure about, though. Arena seems like it might be... I think I might enjoy it, but it also seems like it's super, super old school. I enjoy a lot of old school games. I love Doom 2, for that matter, and Quake. I played a lot of old games, Heretic and Hexen, but some of them, yeah, after a certain point, Speaketh you on. I like how this guy talks. Some of the really old ones are a bit too archaic for me, like Heroes of Might and Magic, like that kind of stuff I'm not huge on. So I don't know about Arena, but Daggerfall absolutely.
Ah, you are from the Fighters Guild, I resume. Good show. I am Lord Rugdumph Groshurgak. Let us conversate on the Lady Rogbot.
Conversate. I love this guy. I think he's trying really hard to talk like a nobleman, and he's like 90% there. Like one of the games we were playing last night with the Madvent calendar collection. Arena is free. You're right. Yeah, and I think Daggerfall is as well, for that matter. Yeah, they are, both of them. I think Battlespire, I think all of like the early pre-Morrowind games are free right now. Which is pretty sweet. Burn some of the sauce. Oh, right, yeah. Nah, that happens to me too sometimes, Johnson. If Gracie and I are cooking something like that. Wandering Village, yes, I have seen Wandering Village and it looks incredible. Giant dinosaur, yeah, that looks super cool.
I fear that whilst out rock picking, she was apprehensive. Stolen away. My suspension is that ogres have abjected her.
I also suspense that there was an abdication.
Sprawling abode. They have been known to vacate these premises. I am most gracious and truly woeful.
I love this guy's manner of speaking. It's delightful. Tell me about the ogres.
Horrible creatures, replete with horror and evil. They roam freely eastward of the estate. I look forward to you exterminizing them.
Exterminize. It's me, the exterminizer. Apprehended correct. Yeah, that's exactly it, Jade. He's like, okay, I said 90. We'll say 75% the way there. He's trying really hard, and that's what matters.
Please rescue my daughter from those brutes. I fear for her safe return.
Exterminize, that's right.
I am Lord Rugdump Groshurgak. How may I persist you?
I know I've referenced this before, but if anybody has like read any of those old school D&D 4chan green text stories where people regale others with green text like retellings of 4chan of D&D adventures on 4chan, and there's one where I feel like we talked about this not too long ago, where there was a group of friends that played D&D together, and they wanted to start a new campaign, but they made the mistake of not coordinating who was going to make what, like what kind of character this person was going to make, that kind of thing. So they all made their own characters in solitude and then came together for the first session, and they found that they all had accidentally made barbarians with no spell casting, no thieving, no trap finding, nothing, just only barbarians. And the DM was like, we can roll with it, but it's gonna make some things real fucking weird. So to help shore some of that up, one of the players took a feat for his barbarian to make to make it so that his barbarian could read, because barbarians out of the gate are unable to read or write, and of course are limited when it comes to charisma, the usual kinds of things you'd expect. So they had one barbarian of the group who could read and write, and they were like the designated nobleman barbarian. However, they were still a barbarian, so like he would try to be the face of the party, but it would inevitably devolve into, I pulverize the guy's face in until he tells me where the bandit cave is, that kind of thing. So anyway, I appreciate what this guy's going for, but he has the same energy of somebody who's like, hello, yes, I am a nobleminian, and I'm here to pontificate with you, fellow noblemen's and noblewomen's, and let us all noble together and proliferate our expenditures. It's like, you're not using the right words, but I know what you're getting at.
Proceedeth most urgent-like.
Most urgent-like. You got it, fam. Also, I'm gonna just borrow your Nern root real quick. I promise I'll bring it back when I'm done. Alright, let's go slap some ogres. We actually just fought some ogres earlier. Hopefully his daughter's okay. And it's gonna be right over here. Only barbarians, that's right. Yeah, I cannot imagine doing something like that. It would be fun for like a hot meme of a campaign, but I don't know if it'd be like a full cycle campaign necessarily. So Road Warden Fantasy World text adventure. Ooh, interesting, Kirk. Sounds like I have some games I need to look up then. See, because you mentioned Road Warden and Out There was the other one. But yes. But Wandering Village looks very, very cool. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, I want them to be looking at me. Don't try to hurt her. I am much more interesting. Now, this is a little bit not great, because now we gotta fight three of these assholes. Yeah, but she's fine though, so we can take our sweet time. And they don't have health regen, as far as I can tell. Also, I have damage reflection on a couple of the... Oh, look at this guy spinning around like that. I've got damage reflection on a couple of things I'm wearing. So if need be, I can just let them beat the shit out of me and they'll all eventually die out. What I should be doing is the one that knocks them down, if I can do it correct. This guy is going nuts. I love this guy. My name is Ogre, and I like to spin. Okay, now he's deciding to run elsewhere. Oh, look at that. That guy just murdered himself. It's that damage reflection proccing just the way we like it. There we go. There's that knockdown. Perfect. Ouch. Bonk. Yeah, 3 ogres is kind of messy. Kind of sloppy. I need to recharge my weapons. Oh. Alright, that last hit was because he hit me, so I got the damage reflection. Escorted back to her father's estate, which is really just, like, in their backyard, practically, so it's really not too bad. Now, do you think she got kidnapped by them, or do you think she just, like, got lost? Or do you think she's, like, she was trying to escape her maybe somewhat strange home life and just got kind of cornered by these ogres in the process? And let's find out.
Glad you killed those things. I'd have done it myself, but apparently that's not ladylike.
Hmm.
Let's get back to my father. Watch for minotaurs in the forest. Aggressive beasts. They'll tear right through your armor, too.
Yeah, they're not very nice.
Please, get on with it.
Get on with it. All right. So she's fine. She's not like super thrilled about the circumstances, but she's being a good sport. These guys, anything cool? Yeah, just the Tiefers. Out there is good, but Space Haven, yeah, Space Haven does seem pretty slick. I know it's still in early access, but yeah, like I said, lots of potential. I've watched a decent bit of people streaming it, that is, because well, it's not quite the same as RimWorld. Like, it's different, obviously, but there's enough in common with RimWorld. That's how it first came across my radar, because it's, yeah, space builder, kind of colony builder kind of game that is, I think it seems neat. I just think they're neat. But we're home. Nice and easy. That was actually a very quick turnaround on this quest.
We is most pleased
Oop.
ethified.
We is most pleased at the find. Good job.
Found my belabored daughter.
My belabored
I will tell
daughter.
Burz Drogash about your indentures. Take this. It has been passed in my family for many generators.
Thank you for your indentures.
Trolls, I have been foretold, are particular to unflammable weapons.
Good job.
Please
Anon
don't
us
tell
most soon
anyone.
again, forsooth.
Forsooth. All right. I was actually kind of hoping there'd be more to this quest line. I just want to talk with this guy more, but that was a one and done. Actually, I'll confess, I didn't really see what they gave us. It sounded like it might be a weapon. This one, it's a sword. It is shockingly good. Like, shockingly good. Wow. Oh, shit, never mind. I thought that was the damage. I was like, 28 damage, holy shit. Never mind, it's actually not that good. Alright, well, what's it look like at least? Oh, it's two-handed? Ah, it's two-handed and it only does 14. It does look pretty. It's like very ceremonial looking. It looks pretty.
Hurry up before I change my mind.
The council runs the arena to
Anyway,
amuse the
let's have some
masses.
normal
It
dialogue.
pays for itself with
Doesn't that
all
look
the
cool?
fools who lose their
Oh,
shirts.
I was hoping it'd be... It's kind of hard to compete with Goldbrand in all fairness. If we would have done this
Gambling.
much earlier in the game, it would have been pretty sick.
Leave me alone.
At least, like, they're having very normal conversations for fathers and daughters to have amongst each other. Yeah, so we'll just sell it. Oh well. I got excited. I thought it was 28 damage. I was like, damn man, it silences on strike. Are you kidding me? No, it's just okay. It's just okay. Hard to compare with Goldbrand though, after a certain point in the main story. Or not in the main story, but after a certain point in this game. That's some armor. Oh, is this an amazing piece of armor? Oh, you're asking, have we found anything amazing yet? Not yet. I was about to be excited that the sword was going to be amazing, but it's actually just mediocre. If we would have found this like 15 levels earlier, it would have been pretty slick. So, Cheydinhall, right, that's where we got to turn in our quest. Just say that it's shit. Yeah, relative to how we are right now, yes, it is kind of shitty. I got excited. I was like, wow, 28 damage? This can't be real. And it's too good to be true. Dude, my dumbass from afar, as I was approaching from like right here, I saw the statue and I thought he was holding an ice cream cone. No shit. I legit thought that was an ice cream cone. And I got excited, but as I get closer, I see it's like a wand or a torch. Ah, lame. Normal fantasy bullshit, I sleep. Ice cream cones as a spellcasting device, real shit. Get some foods again, of course. Check on the foods. Right. Orc friend, I conversificated with your other orc friend and agreeamified our contractual obligatory relations.
You need to go find Lady Rogbutton.
I did it, it's
You
fine,
got her
it's
back
fine.
in one piece. Good work. I've always liked that girl. May have to look her up sometime. Here's your payment.
Can I get an advancement?
You've done good work, and you deserve better than your current rank. I'm restoring your previous rank of Guardian.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Feels good, man. Get yourself a food-based RPG? Yeah? Yeah, I'd be down.
I've got one more for you, Meat. I assume you can handle it. I need you to investigate some disappearances at Harlan's Watch.
That name is strangely familiar. I wonder if it's come up before.
Some folks are missing in Harlan's Watch. We've been contracted to find out what's happened. Speak to Durana Thelis for all the details. Get going.
Sounds like that's where we're going.
Stop wasting time.
The whole bottom fell out. Oh no. Oh, that sucks, BDR. I'm sorry, man. Was it like it broke, or like it fell apart, or is it just like, oh, it just needs to be slid back in? Also, Clancy, he's a good boy. Even though he's sitting at a weird angle on the stairs. Hop, 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 hop. As he just slides and scoots. Good boy, Clancy. Speaking of good boys, Doggy is sleeping right now. Okay, we've been there before. That explains why it's kind of familiar. Oh, it's a screw gallows. Okay, that's not too bad. Because yeah, if it's like falling apart, then that's messy, or could be messy. We just saw her go inside. Oh, we just missed her. Yeah, it's sleepy times. All right, I'm just gonna stand outside on T-pose for 12 hours, I guess. A little bit awkward, but all right. Good dog physics, yeah. Yeah, whenever an NPC is... Actually, not so much NPCs, but I guess like monsters on kind of slanted surfaces. Looks kind of funny. Because I think monsters don't really have animations for like stepping upstairs like we do.
About the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Actually, do other people have things to talk about here?
What?
I remember coming here previously and nobody had any conversation topics, but now they do.
You should ask Durana Thelis about that.
Okay.
Please, help us.
What do you want? You should ask
Yeah, so they only talk about that. Okay. Well,
Please.
we'll talk to the lady.
Hello. You're from the Fighters Guild, I presume. It's good that you've arrived. We need your help with some disappearances.
Let's talk about
Some
those
folks reported
disappearances.
seeing strange lights near the old swampy cave. We sent folks to investigate.
Oh, Swampy
but
Cave, we've
haven't
been
seen
there.
them since. We need help.
Yeah, I remember Swampy Cave, because that was one of the last just regular caves we explored on our own. Just for funsies. That was not tied to a quest, that is. And the name rings a bell, because I remember the name kind of struck me as being kind of
They
funny.
started appearing a few nights ago. Odd, flickering lights. In the morning, there was nothing to see. But they were there at night.
Anything else? No? Okay. Just go to the Swampy Cave then.
Careful.
Horrible. Yes. Horrible. Just horrible. Those poor people.
Not sure about the Khajiit though. It is
Please.
different. I mean, in Morrowind, I can't really talk too much shit about character models in this game, because in Morrowind, it was a simpler time. I'll say that much. Graphical fidelity was not what it was in 2002 compared to 2006, or I think 2006. So when this game came out. So this is still an improvement, but yes, people call this game Potato Face. I actually like how the Argonians look. I think they're kind of cool. But yeah, the Khajiit are a little special sometimes. A little unique. I'm gonna sprint down the hill and take some fall damage all on the way. Cause yeah, we've been to this place. It's an older game, man. What can you do, right? I've talked about this before, how I am actually kind of surprised we don't see this more often. Because there's a lot of games, I think, just kind of from this era of like mid to like early to mid 2000s, that they're not that old. Obviously, they're kind of old, but they're not ancient. But they just don't play nicely with newer operating systems, because new games run just fine, generally speaking, and old games generally speaking, also work pretty well on Windows 10, Windows 11. But in between, you have this like weird era where I think it's like maybe a Games for Windows Live thing, or Games for Windows, whatever they called it, where when they tried to port them over or make them compatible with, again, modern operating systems, something about that Games for Windows, like Windows Vista, like those games from that era, just somehow didn't make the cut as well. Because we had that with SWAT 4 when my friends and I played that a couple, I guess last year. No, it was earlier this year. Earlier this year when we played SWAT 4. Like there was another game recently where like again came from like the same general era, same general time frame, and had a lot of problems with getting it set up, getting it to run smoothly. Just Cause 1, yeah, Just Cause 1 would have been like, actually Just Cause 1 might have been original Xbox, but like still, yeah, Xbox 360, PS3 era, there was a lot of shenanigans from time to time.
Hello.
So we've already heard this dialogue.
Some folks
We'll just skip through that. Part of it might just be the fact that it is on my end. Like I said, I am streaming. That does add an additional layer of complexity to the things that I'm doing versus just playing it, you know, untampered. I am using the unofficial patches, so I'm not using any like mods, but I am using the unofficial patches, which is supposed to help. I don't think they hurt, but yeah, there's always that chance that there's stuff going down. So how's about this? I'm gonna like, I don't want to face that way, because if we face the other way, it's like I get turned into a salt pillar, like that biblical story, or it's like I stare into Medusa's eyes and I get turned to stone. So I'm just gonna be very dainty about how I approach this, and we're gonna use the map to fast travel. As again, what I suspect is that there's something down there, some area down there that does not load correctly when we face it, and the game tries to load it, it shits the bed, and then it fucks out on Windows, and it just all becomes a mess.
You're from the Fighters Guild, I presume. It's good that you've arrived.
So we've heard this now for the third time.
Folks report
Strange lights, rumors.
to buy weapons.
Go to the Imperial City, of course. All right, so I'm gonna stare her in the eye and fast travel to Swampy Cave. Not even gonna consider looking in that general direction because we know it's gonna get fucky. Oh shit, Will-o'-the-Wisps. Fuck, I hate these things. Or Todd Howard, it's his fault. He personally logged into the stream, saw I was having a good time playing some games, and he said, "Fuck you, Alex," and he sabotaged that shit remotely using his Todd Howard branded like watch device. He like pressed a couple beep boop 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 and just fucked my computer up from afar like a boss. Todd the God Howard. Releasing Skyrim. Oh my god, I remember the Alexa thing. Yeah, the Alexa thing was actually a pretty fucking good meme. By the way, I think this Thursday is the Game Awards, right? I might co-stream it. I will definitely be streaming that night. So yeah, Game Awards on Thursday. Just speaking of Game Awards, I think it's exactly it. A song for Todd BDR. I'm excited. He kicked my computer. Yeah, he personally somehow snuck in. Now, the meme is that he's like a short dude, but I'm sure I'm shorter than he is. So the idea of him like sneaking in to like, yeah, kick the side of my computer somehow without me noticing would be impressive. So yes, Will-o'-the-Wisps, these things are awful to fight. We're probably leveled to the point where they're less of a problem now, but earlier on these were horrible to fight because they would drain your health to replenish their own and drain their to restore their magicka as well, and use that to power their attacks, so they were insufferable. So yes, Will-o'-the-Wisps here. No sign of the people that disappeared, but these things are still here. We need to deal with them. They must resist. Yep. They're damaging things. Oh god. Oh, mud crabs. I have lost all of my magic, which is a pain in the ass. I thought they were weak to lightning. I'm pretty confident, because once we get into that interior cell, I think our problems are going to go away, or at least they'll be resolved until it's time to come out of it. to come out of the cave, at which point I'll exit the cave and then immediately fast travel. Because you can't fast travel from within caves, unfortunately. But I think we've got a game plan going forward. I was actually hoping to beat the Fighters Guild questline tonight. I don't know if that's going to happen. We've had a lot of, setbacks.
Please,
Apparently we saved right...
be
Oh.
careful.
Oh, because we fast traveled, right. Be careful, she says ominously. That was a little bit ominous, right? The way she said that. It wasn't even that we need to be careful about the Will-o'-the-Wisps or finding the lost people. It's be careful because the game will shit directly into our mouths if we're not careful. Oh, but they followed us. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. You guys can follow me. I don't even give a shit. And yes, these guys are... I'm fairly certain... We just have the one in here? I think we just have the one. Oh, no, there are two of them. Yeah, there are two of them. Absolutely. Can't remember if they're weak to lightning or fire. I want to say they're weak to lightning. But fire is kind of fucking them up, so maybe I'm wrong. Because we have more spells. More fire spells. With well, what am I trying to say? We have the ability to cast more of them. Cost less juice. It's one. There's the second one, yes. There's a third one out there, but he didn't follow us in. Smart fella, honestly. Woo, buddy. Oh, we did drop some frames. Yeah, we did drop some frames. I saw it too. Yeah, we dropped 167 frames on that one. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous too, Kirk. It's like, goddamn, I'm just trying to play the game, man. I'm just trying to play this gosh darn game. But the sauce, though, John, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine. Haven't burned the sauce in a while, he says. Yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us. No shame. I found a pelvis, by the way. Nice little pelvic bone. A little bit questionable. I'm gonna go ahead and save right gosh darn heckin' here, because once again, the anxiety, man. The anxiety of where it could all go down. And how quickly it could all go down. Tab back in. Washing dishes, towels, veggies. Right, yeah, trying to do a bunch of stuff. I know how it goes. Made a bunch of sauce. Didn't know the bottom was burning. Right, yeah, it's easy for it to happen, I think. So again, more bones, more rib cages. So the Will-o'-the-Wisps wouldn't be eating people. That doesn't make sense. They were just seen from the outside. What else could be going down here? More skeletons. Bone meals and bones. Any identifying features? Wisp stalks. Oh wait, no, that's just the mushrooms. That's not weird. Some fumes popped out. Oh gosh, Blackbird, yeah. And of course, Blackbird's a very, clearly a very accomplished cook, a very accomplished chef. So yeah, I'm sure Blackbird's probably seen it all over the years. So we'll grab that. It's pretty good. Pretty valuable. I appreciate everyone's patience, by the way. All the game crashes. I know it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass for you to deal with. I can assure you it's a pain in the ass for me. So I'm not doing it intentionally. That much I can assure you. But I appreciate people recognizing that we're trying our best. I feel like I should have one of those like little default test images that pops up whenever that kind of shit happens. Like technical issues. It's got like the color patterns. I feel like The Simpsons has a bunch of goofy gags where they use something similar. Please stand by. I have something similar when maybe like I should turn my offline screen, which I don't really have one. I should maybe make one that just says please stand by. Because if you're seeing the screen, you either browsed to my channel while I was offline, or you've been suddenly shown the screen while I was streaming because of an event that transpired. Save again. I'm really not too sure what to expect, because we found skeletons, but no obvious monsters yet. Any day we get to make good Todd Howard jokes, I am down for them. I am down for them, yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating that it's been such a constant thing, but at least in this case, it's kind of nice in a weird way that at least the crashes we've had tonight have all been somewhat consistent. Because, man, there have been some times where it's like, it just fucks out on its own and there's no rhyme or reason to it. At least this time, it's like, okay, there's a certain thing in a certain area that is corrupted or does not load correctly. So we just avoid looking at or being around that area and just hope for the best. So at least we have something to point to. Better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, swamp trolls, not a fan of fire. Too bad for them, because I am. As he wobbles down. So swamp trolls were probably behind the disappearance of these people. Probably. So if there's any survivors, that'd be nice, but ooh, it's not looking good, fam. Found the corpses of the townsfolk that were missing. Oh yeah. So they were weakened by the will-o-wisps, and then the trolls took them out. So it was an unholy alliance. Clear out the remaining trolls from the complex. Yep. Yep. Zombies and let's see, Edward. Anything I can take back with me as like proof? We found the peeps. Like a signet ring or something. Identifying features and such. Waiting for the job to open for overtime. Right. I remember the email thing. That's right. Yeah. Just at least get overtime going. Right. Yeah, exactly. So we can like start chipping away at this mess. Cause yeah, it sounds like it's been a mess. Blackburn, no doubt. I'm guessing they get turned to a zombie, by the way, if they get killed by the will-o-wisps, like they suck their souls out or something. Speaking of getting the suck, I know they sucked out my willpower. Well, maybe not, actually. Hold on. I think I have restore willpower. They gave me the suck. But not the good one. Not the good suck. So... 104. 108. 112. Wow, they sucked a lot of my willpower out, which is a weird thing to say. There we go. 114. So many sucks, so little time. You're walking heater. That's how my fiance is. She is a naturally. She runs very, very warm naturally, which is nice when it comes to, you know, cuddles on the couch and whatnot. I tend to run like medium, but I get cold hands and feet sometimes. So she's, there are times where it's like, you know, I get up to use the restroom, I slip back into bed, and she'll be like, whoa! Like I won't mean to startle her, obviously, but it's like I got the cold extremities, I can't help it. Oh, that's the wrong spell. Ouch. Light this asshole on fire. Got his ass. Johnson says, I need a heater. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, she is, it's like very, very nice in the winter months. I know it's frustrating for her because, you know, she claims that she gets cold easily, but then, yeah, then I'll like cuddle with her. And it's like, man, it's already toasty in here. You kidding me? So it's great for me. Although in the summer, I can tell it's frustrating for her because, yeah, I think in the summers are worse in that sense. It's all relative. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if she's listening in right now. It's kind of late, though, so she probably has already gone to bed by now. Hate the heat, but I'm a walking heater. Yeah. I would say usually if I have to choose between two extreme temperatures, extreme cold or extreme heat, I would actually prefer extreme heat. They're both awful, but if I had to pick one, that's probably the one I'm going for. Go outside, or we can go this way into more of the swampy-ass cave. Again, we've been here before. You can see this is all mapped out. But we went here just on our own, just for funsies one time, just to explore and to get some loots. We found some pretty cool stuff, if I recall. But that was before we had this quest, obviously. Prefer the cold, yeah. No, I totally get why people prefer extreme cold versus extreme heat. People always tell you, well, you can always put on more layers, whereas you can only take off so many layers. I can only be so naked, Alex. I can't take off my skin. And I'm over here saying, well, have you tried it? But no, I get it. I know why some people prefer the cold, personally. When it comes to extremes. Can't really thermoregulate very well. Yeah, it's... I don't really love either one, obviously. If I could live in a place that had just perfect weather forever, I would love it, but... The great thing about living in the Midwest is you get both. You get extreme, horrible winters and horrible, extreme summers. So you get lots of misery. It's great. There's at least hot hand. Yeah, there's other things you can do. Voltag, bro, that's a cool name. Most of the cold, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably in the minority when it comes to preferring warm weather versus cold weather. Wish you could ice the body to thermoregulate better. Thermoregulate more gooder. Okay, this way. We have a thing this way. It'd be worse than Canada. Canada probably does have the worst, honestly, when it comes to fucky winters. Because, I mean, yeah, the winters we have are cold and miserable. Oh, yeah, I've been here before. The winters in Canada get cold and miserable, and they get fuck tons of snow. So, I mean, here it gets cold and shitty, but it's not, like, below 0 Fahrenheit all that often, whereas in Canada, it'll, like, regularly get, like, 10, 15, 20 below Fahrenheit. And, yeah, inches and feet of snow, like, it's a thing up there, so... Yeah, it's awful here, like, wind chills get miserable. And in St. Louis in particular, we have 2 rivers that surround us, so as a result, we get a lot of humidity. Which, like, does weird shit when it comes to cold weather in particular and weather patterns, so... It's unpleasant, but it could be worse. Temperatures lower than the... Yeah, exactly. Canada gets all kinds of fuckery because of the polar vortex and shit, so... Like, despite my misgivings about cold weather... I'd start to get quiet when, yeah, when my Canadian friends pipe up and mention the kind of shit they've had to deal with. 2 feet of snow. Oh, that's right, that happened, Johnson. That happened last month. 2 feet of goddamn snow. That shit was crazy. Gonna be a sneaky boy. Time to be a sneaky boy. Bam. Fuck you. Stab him in the butt, and then light him on fire, and then stab him in the face. There we go. Russia probably gets it bad too. Yeah, probably lots of Europe. Probably lots of like northern and eastern Europe get it really bad too. 2 feet in 1 day in November. Yeah, the shit that New York and Buffalo, New York in particular, got back in November was quite unusual. Like, unseasonably quite unusual. I mean, of course, New York, East Coast, or Northeast Coast, get some shit on winter, no doubt. I mean, I've been to... For a while there, my friends and I would attend MagFest for like 3 or 4 years in a row there. So, like, I've been to New York and, like, the DC area in January and February. I've felt what that was like, and I've experienced it myself, but... Oh, we've already been here, whoops. But yeah, what happened in November was quite unusual. 1.5 meters. Jesus, that's absurd. Yeah, so that's a legit snowstorm, right? My God. Yeah, that's just unreal to me. Like, I can't fathom just that much snow, especially on a semi-regular basis. You know, a semi-seasonal basis. To me, that's like the kind of shit that just shuts down entire parts of the country. Not even like entire cities, but like entire states. Good Lord. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, a lot of it is just a matter of summon zombie. That's nice. A lot of it's just a matter of like what's the area prepared for or what it's used to. Because, you know, one thing that sometimes happens is people will talk about shit that they have to deal with in the winter, snowstorms, blizzards, that kind of thing. And the people in Canada, the people in New York, or the people in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, you know, places up north that get a lot of snow, Chicago, Minneapolis, places that get a lot of snow, they'll kind of scoff at like the Texans and the Floridians, because if you get snow in Texas or Florida, it shuts the entire state down. Like the power grid fucks out, like everything just comes to a screeching halt. Is it because Texans and Floridians are sissies? No, it's because they just don't have the resources for it, because they don't need the resources normally. You know, you get like a half inch or an inch or 2 of snow in Texas, and it's a problem because they don't have snowplows. They don't have salt trucks because they don't need them 99% of the time ever. So like when it does happen, it's a problem because it's like we don't really have the shit for this. So it's on the one hand, it's like a meme to be like, oh, her, you know, Texas can't handle snow. But like, honestly, I kind of get it. I kind of get how that happens. The one downside, by the way, is I've been here before, so it's kind of hard to explore where I need to go. I can't go based off of like where on the map have I not been yet, because I've been everywhere. So I need to find where the last trolls are. Like a green Christmas, yeah. Yeah, so far it's actually been pretty moderate here. Pretty temperate here in the Midwest over the past week or so. So not too bad here. Hunting season, not a lot of snow though. I guess that makes sense. It probably would impact, yeah, migration patterns and such of animals. Infrastructure, yeah, infrastructure for Texas. I mean, Texas is an odd case because their infrastructure for like the power grid is privatized. I think last year was okay, but the year prior, it was a whole mess when the power grid just fucking collapsed for like, I don't know, a week. Like some people were out of power with like horrible sub-zero temperatures. Ice storm, I think it was an ice storm actually. And that was scary. Like people died. Like it was real bad. So it's when those kind of power grids go down and it fucks out, then yeah, it's a problem. It's a real big problem. I'm wondering if I've like missed something. Go out there. Okay, there's another exit that I've not seen, so maybe I should look for that. So I'm gonna go through this way. I think I need to like navigate by hand here. The privatized power grid, exactly. Yeah, causes chaos there. Oh, you're in Portland, Kirkland. That's cool. No, that's where Quirky Teacher says that she is as well. Can't handle anything though. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they sometimes get hurricanes. Not super often, but I think there was an instance of, let's say like 5 or 6 years ago where they got a hurricane that was a pretty big deal. But they don't usually get too many, so they're usually insulated. The Gulf of Mexico and such. Well, that far into the Gulf of Mexico at least. Bonk. Is that it? That was not it. We still need to clear the last of the swamp trolls. Hopefully there's more where that came from. Got the shitty temperatures, but it also does get pretty hot. 40 is up there. Yeah, 40 is like, it's probably close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's pretty rough. It regularly gets 100 plus Fahrenheit in the United States, or at least in the Midwest. But yeah, but again, we don't have like quite the extreme winter experiences that you guys get in Canada, so you kind of get some of the worst of both worlds too, it sounds like. Yeah, negative 40. Yeah, that is gross. Fly fishing around north of Ontario. It's cold in the winter. Yep, I do not doubt it. All right, I am way too chicken shit to go outside because we know what's out there, and what's out there is the kind of the shit that causes my computer to crash, causes my computer to explode when Oblivion crashes in just the right way. Yeah. Clear out the remaining trolls from the cave complex, so there's at least one we've lost. Houston had some bad flooding. I think he might be right. I feel like that was a couple years ago, but yeah. That sounds familiar. So it's a little bit over 100. Ooh, that's gross. Negative 40. Oh, you're right. After a certain point, yeah, after a certain point, they start to normalize. Just kind of interesting. Interesting how that works. So yeah, we have to explore kind of by hand. So I just have to track that I've been here. So I've been that way. If I go south, it really doesn't matter too much. I have to track this by hand, unfortunately. I think we gotta go back the way we came, actually. Because that just loops back around. Yeah, so let's go back this way then. There must have been a vein from the original swampy area that I missed. Humidity, exactly. That's the exact same shit we have here, Blackbird. That's the problem, is that because for one thing, we're in the middle of the country. So when you're in the middle of when you're in like the middle of a landmass, you sometimes get really bad humidity. So we have that going for us here in St. Louis at least, but we're like flanked. We're kind of like bifurcated by 2 rivers. So there's just a lot of humidity in the air all year round, and like Blackbird said, it just causes havoc for all kinds of extreme weather bullshit. It's not funsies. Would not recommend. Lake Erie keeps... That's a good point, too, with the Great Lakes up north. Yeah, that probably contributes to it as well. This was the first... Oh, no, here we go. Here. No, I thought we'd already been here. Lake Ontario is cooler. Is that because that's the one you've been to, Piazza? Ooh, we got the paralysis to proc. That's a very rare proc. I feel like we get the... There we go. Kill all the swamp. Or all the trolls, that is. Yeah, I feel like we get the knockdown chance from the power swing to proc pretty frequently, but the paralysis one is a pretty rare one. Feels like that one lasts longer too, so I feel like you get more bang for your buck there. Smack dab between the two, Johnson, up in Buffalo. If it weren't for the humidity, yeah, it fucks it all up. Yep, that is correct. It is not fun. Because you're under PLs, that's kind of cool actually. So you're pretty far up there then. Alright, so now I need to get the hell out of here. But again, I gotta be really careful about this because we've seen too many times. Or, you know what? Let's take the other exit. Let's take the other exit and hope that it will spit me out in a cell far enough away from the problematic cell. The hashtag problematic cell, that it will let us get out of here safely without my computer deciding that it wants to, like, jettison Oblivion into the sun. Said it's not fun. Oh, been chased by a wild turkey. And we do actually get wild turkeys out here. I haven't seen wild turkeys out here in probably actually in a year or two. I feel like I haven't seen them in a while. But we do get them out here in Missouri. And yes, they can be territorial. I've never been chased by one. I give them a wide berth if I can help it. But it does not sound fun, yeah. Some of those super territorial birds are not fun. We get the Canadian geese down here. Talk about a territorial bird. Those things are unpleasant. We're going in through the back door. Actually, we're going out the back door, Jim. This is the intended backdoor strategy. It's not an unintended backdoor approach. Okay, so quickly before any fuckery can happen, let's fast travel to Herlin's watch. We escaped. We're safe for now. No, I don't need the torch. T-minus 12 seconds for the game to crash because of Alex's hubris and his confidence.
Please,
coming back to
see
roost.
if you can't find our friends who have disappeared.
Yeah, about that. I got bad news, bud. Bad news about the friendos. They usually like to run away. They run more than fly, at least. Yeah. Yeah, they're weird ones. Geese are assholes. I feel like I haven't had any bad experiences with like the all white geese. Like the I guess like the standard goose, I guess. But Canadian geese are very mean. It's a shame because Canadian people are always so nice, but they're geese, man. The Canadian geese they're just so aggressive and territorial. Even when you're like nowhere near their nest, you're just minding your own business, they will absolutely start fights, and it's so frustrating. Get to the other side of the street. Yeah, those motherfuckers, Blackbird. That's exactly it. My favorite wild turkey story is the first time I brought Gracie to my place. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, Alex, you're bringing Gracie back to your place. Wink, wink. So, no, the first time I brought her back to my place, it was... Calm down. Keep your pants on. It was broad daylight. I think we had gotten lunch. And she just wanted to see my place for a bit just because at the time, I had recently moved here. So I was bringing her here for the first time, and I was all excited. And she didn't... I gave her the address, but I was like, I'll just... We wanted to drive... It was easier to just have her drive separate from our lunch spot. So I just had her follow me. And there's like an approach that's like that kind of leads into the street that is in front that leads to a kind of a little neighborhood before you get to my condo area, my condo complex. So and there's this hill that goes up that like kind of leads to this neighborhood. And as we approached the base of the hill that we would then drive up, I see a deer like run down the street, like in the middle of the street. And the deer, let me think about this. The deer was being chased by a turkey, a wild turkey, and the wild turkey was being chased by another deer. It was like a Scooby-Doo chase sequence. And I thought it was the funniest shit, but I was in front and Gracie was behind me. I was worried that she didn't see it. But I asked her when we got out, I was like, did you see the deer thing? She was like, I saw it. What the hell? It was really funny. So we were seeing like a Scooby-Doo chase sequence with wild turkeys and deer just playing tag or some shit. Ridiculous. Your dad was bitten by one? Did he turn into a turkey? I sure hope not.
Oh no, you believe trolls killed them? That's horrible. Good that you killed all of the trolls, though. Please take this with our gratitude.
What was that delivery? Did you guys hear that? She was like, oh no, you think the trolls killed them. How horrible. Anyway, take our gratitude. Take this for our gratitude. And she's being kind of shifty-eyed. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything sus about this generally, but that delivery was questionable. What a pity. Now, I'm going to very carefully... Again, I'm afraid to turn my head or to gaze back from the area from which we came because it keeps causing the game to crash. So I'm just going to, like, keep my head forward and just WSAD my way around as I'm trying to talk to people. Maybe they will say something different.
Horrible. Just horrible. Those poor people.
Yeah, so he seemed genuinely sad. So it was just a weird delivery thing. I don't think there's any sus nonsense going on here. So we're going to fast travel back to Chain Hall and be done with that whole area that keeps causing our game to crash. Oh, well, okay, the game crashed, but it crashed cleanly. I'll take it. The game crashed, but it didn't kill Windows with it, so... Not great, but like, we can deal with it. It's workable. Good lord. So ridiculous. All this bullshit. That's why we all do all these quick saves. Turkeys are not usually the smartest birds. Well, you're not wrong. We get a lot of deer. Yeah, we get a lot of deer. We get a lot of... Not a ton. We do get some turkeys. We get some ducks. We get foxes. I've only seen, like, probably 4 or 5 foxes in my years living here. But, yeah, we do get foxes and coyotes out here. So we get a pretty good representation of woodland critters. Part of it is that I'm, like... If anybody knows of, like, some of the St. Louis water features, there's basically, like, a fairly large lake. It's like a few miles away from me, but it's like basically like a town over from me. And I'm kind of close to some other woodsy areas. So I'm not in the wooded areas, but like I'm close to them. So as a result, there's some of that wildlife sometimes makes its way out this way. Let's try that again. No crashies, please. Gonna turn into a turkey like a were-turkey, that's right. It's like a Dr. Seuss situation, exactly. What's up, Sky Shadowing? Yeah, did you Yeah, you thought the same thing. You picked up on what I was thinking, where it was just questionable. I think there's just sometimes just some weird deliveries, but I don't think it's anything insidious. Probably. Stream didn't die that time, Rationalize. That's right, buddy. We made it. Looks like we made it. Let's hope it stays that way. You spent the voice acting budget on Patrick Stewart and Sean Bean as well. Excuse me? Are they just slapping vases and plates around like it's NBD? They're all talking over each other.
You're supposed to be helping out the folks at Harlan's Watch.
Ooh, BDR's got a video for us.
Trolls, huh? And drawn in by will-o'-the-wisps? There's some lousy luck for you.
No kidding.
Well, here's your payment.
He says, wow, these people died. Sucks for them.
I don't have any more contracts for you. I don't think Azan has any either. You did pretty good work, Meat.
Meat. That's me. I'm the meaty boy.
You've cleared every contract we've got on the books. That's some good work. You're now
is that it?
to champion of the Fighters Guild.
Really?
You outrank me now, so there's certainly no more I can do for you. You might check with an old friend of yours, though.
Maybe Orion?
Rumor has it that Orion's looking for you.
Yes.
You didn't hear it from me, though. Good work and good luck.
So we're not done with the Fighters Guild. Well, we're done with the Fighters Guild quest line, but there's still some unfinished business then that Orion's going to have us work on, most likely against the Blackwood Company, which I'm down for. Mr. Jet, finishing the game soon. We're getting close to finishing all the base game content, and after that we'll be doing some DLC, like focus stuff with Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles. I expect Knights of the Nine probably won't be that long, but I think the Shivering Isles will take a bit. But yeah, we're nearing the last, like the final stretch, which is exciting. Yeah, that is a good question, Sky Shadowing. How did that work exactly? We'll just assume it's in the Fighters Guild bylaws, etc., etc.
There's really no more I can promote you. After all, you do outrank me.
A little bit surprised at the end of the Fighters Guild quest line, at least officially, was like, hey, you just do odd jobs and then it's done. There's really was not like an overarching story like with the Mages Guild. However, with Orion, I bet it will, like that's probably the true end to the Fighters Guild. That probably will end on a more substantial note.
Gone. I couldn't get a good night's sleep knowing it was out there.
It just works. Yeah, and I'm assuming that's like a thing that is just incapable of happening. It's like, I guess, like when the systems for their or like their guild bylaws and whatnot are automated enough or self-sustaining enough that it doesn't really matter as much who bestows the advancement as long as they're like of a certain rank or something. I don't know. I'm sure we could like George Lucasify an explanation, kind of a hand-wavy explanation. Back to Cora, let's see what Orion's got now that he's back. Good to see you, by the way, Jet. Hope you do well, my dude. It all just works, that's right. Well, we definitely haven't had any crashes tonight or anything to question its workiness status. Oh, it's been so silly. So it's late. Orion is probably fast sleepy times. Let's go to the Fighters Guild. A little bit odd that she has a weapon equipped. Oh, she's a Thieves Guild person. Okay, never mind. Shadow Hide you as well, that's right. And we are the leader of the Thieves Guild. We are technically the current Gray Fox, so we got that going for us. We're pretty cool. Let's go to the Fighters Guild and just kind of wait for however long, probably 9 or so hours.
Along the road to Bruma. I think I'll avoid that road.
In fact, it'll be yeah. Actually, let's do 10 hours. 10 hours to be safe. The thieving lifestyle. I have the exact same problem, Jade. I tend to get pretty sticky fingers when I play this game, and I'm like left alone in someone's like back storage area, and there's all these things I can steal, and then attempts to sell. That's how we made mad dollars in Morrowind. It's harder to make mad dollars that way in this game, but it can still be done, obviously, especially with the Thieves Guild. Where's our buddy? Is he upstairs?
You smell of death.
You smell of
Can't
death.
dead things.
Oh wait, Kurz is here. Oh wait, no, different guy. Yeah, no, sorry, that's
You too.
not the guy from the other Fighters Guild. I was like, what's he doing here? So I guess he's hanging out in his private residence right now. So maybe he's not officially affiliated with the guild.
It's you.
Do they follow you? Yes, they do, especially when you're in like a store. Usually they're pretty smart about keeping their eye on you, but every once in a while you find yourself in a unprotected place, or even you find yourself in a place and there are people around, but this game makes it pretty easy to do the thievering. So they enable my worst habits sometimes. Yeah, they do that. They get suspicious of you, especially if they're like if they operate a storefront. That's usually it. He's just, let me handle this. Kind of odd that he says that when I am definitely going to handle something, most likely.
Good day.
Heard you wanted to see me, buddy.
To bring them down, I need more information. My sources tell me they're trying to expand, and they've set up camp in Glade Mist Cave. I want you to go there and capture Ajum Kajin, one of their leaders. Bring him back to me. I'd like to spend some time talking to him.
Talking to him.
He's the one in charge of this expansion. I know he's a high-ranking member of the group. An Argonian mage, from what I hear.
So the question is, how do I capture him? Because we fight things in this game, they tend to die. So we'll try to take him alive.
Go get him.
Go get his ass. You got it, fam. Pickpocketing. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know how Skyrim does it, but I'm guessing Skyrim probably does a pretty good job with just pickpocketing in general, with like being very explicit about when you can do it and your like chances at a better success rate, that kind of thing. These big monsters, by the way. In Morrowind, you know I love Morrowind, but in Morrowind, pickpocketing is kind of busted. The pickpocketing and sleight of hand is kind of busted in that game. It does not work very well. It's not very consistent. It's really hard to train. But in this game, it works quite well. So I feel like you get a lot of Just draw my weapon, please. There we go. In this game, yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. How they run the show here with the systems in place. Repair my stuff. Get that armor skill up, baby. Get the key collector. Yeah, I got the same problem, honestly, in this game. It's because keys have no weight, so I just collect all of them. I bet I jingle jangle so loudly as I sneak around. Oh, this one has a weight, but yeah. Most of them are weightless. So it's like I'm trying to be sneaky. And swift with my movements, but then like I crouch down, you just hear this clank, 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 clank as my inventory of keys is jostling everywhere. Not super obvious or anything. Also, I'm a little bit nervous because we're in a very outdoor area right now. Last time we were in a very open outdoor area, it did not go so well. So I'm hoping that we can get to our destination and not explode our buttholes. Looks like we're actually going outside of Glade Mist. That would make sense. There we go. We've not been here before. We made it here easy peasy, by the way. Lockpicking minigame, I can show it to you. It's pretty simple. It takes a second to kind of figure out. Well, for me at least, it took a second to kind of figure out because there's 5 tumblers. Is that the right word? 5 little pillars you have to tickle with the lockpick. And what you do is you move the cursor and you like lift the tumbler up. And if it lifts up and then slowly descends, you want to click your mouse, or I guess press the A button if you're playing on a controller, to lock it in. And if you do it quickly enough, it will lock it in correctly. However, if it quickly comes back down, don't click A or don't click the mouse, because it would be considered a failure. And if you fail the lockpick and your security skill or lockpicking skill is too low, it'll reset all 5 tumblers. So if you get down to the last one and you flub the input, it'll reset your whole progress. Once you level up your security skill, your lockpicking skill, you'll be able to keep more and more progress, which is nice. And I should say yes. And once you do a certain Daedric quest, you eventually get the skeleton key, which just makes lockpicking super easy. Or you could be a mage like my guy is and just cast unlock spells and just call it a day there. Have a good night, Johnson. Give Joey my best, and I hope it's a nice dinner. Hope it's a nice dins. Yeah, lifting the tumblers, the pins, exactly. That's exactly it. I'll show it to you next time we see a locked chest. We'll probably find one here, actually. These kinds of caves. Are these guys gonna fight us on site? They probably will. In fact, we might even see an old familiar face. I'll try to be sneaky. I will fail at being sneaky. He's got full Daedric, by the way. Fancy. Let's fight over here. I don't want to. Oh, could I be a sneak attack? So I'm gonna maybe get a sneak attack in there. Yeah, let's fight back here. That way I can only fight one at a time. Oh, he's just called Blackwood Company. Never mind. I was thinking maybe he was our old buddy, our old wood elf buddy. That lightning is not nice.
You're outmatched, elf.
Can I disarm him? Oh, I can disarm his health bar. I can disarm his health from his body. Oh, not full Daedric, he had some ebony, but still, like, pretty fancy stuff. See if I can sneak behind this fella. Nope, no, I can sneak behind nobody. Seeing how they just attack on sight. I mean, I can't say I blame them. I am kind of crashing the party, but you'd think they would have a desire for some diplomacy.
Show me what you've got.
Show me what you've got. You're so slippery.
This is the
We have this. If nothing else, we have other means. Or that, I can just smack him down. There we go, that works too. So there's Blackwood Company guards, no names or anything. Water walking. That's not half bad, I think I will grab those. Shot some arrows at us. A wooden door. Speaking of stealing things, I mean, it's not really stealing because it's thieving from bandits, but still, things that we're acquiring that were owned by others kind of counts. We have a door here. As well as more stuff here. Looking for a lock chest, we can demonstrate the lockpicking system. It's kind of hard to describe, but like I said, it's one of those things you kind of learn by feel. After you do it for a while, you learn like the patterns to watch for when the tumblers are going to be valid for locking them in versus invalid for locking them in. Because again, if you misclick or if you miss the timing, or if you, yeah, this one's unlocked. There's all these, there's like, it's kind of a short and brief window. And when you're first learning how to do lockpicking, you will break a lot of lockpicks. You'll go through several stacks of them, trying to unlock a single, whoops. Crap, I actually didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. Turn to Oblivion. Yeah, that's actually for the unofficial patches. So that is technically a modded item. You use these to access the menus with the unofficial patches if you want to tweak the settings, but I just leave them with the defaults. This one's unlocked as well. Because yeah, by now I have lots of lockpicks. I've got plenty, but back in the old days, when we were still new to the game and still new to lockpicking, and my security skill, lockpicking skill, was next to nothing. Yeah, we were going through lockpicks like nothing. Going through lockpicks like a box of tissues. Lots of dudes here. Wowzers. Alright, looks like they're both archers. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm not particularly worried, but not sure what to expect from these lads. This one is unlocked. But they give us a lockpick. I was gonna say I'll be amazed if I can do this sneakily. I position myself right here. Actually, the other guy will not shoot. Oh, he's being too smart though. You're not supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be a dumbass, like me. Ouch. Ouch. Actually doing a good job of stun locking me. Wow. I was actually hoping I could get the knockback to like knock them into the ravine. It'd be awfully nice. Oops. He's too fast. The way they just run around seemingly mindlessly or aimlessly is quite silly. I think one of them did fall down. Yep, looks like it. Too slippery, man. I need to sit down or calm down. And Daedric bows. I mean, of course, yeah, they have the good stuff. As far as armaments, their arrows aren't very exciting, but the bows themselves are pretty fancy. So wooden door that way. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump down, probably. I bet that guy's still running around. There he is. I can detect his life. I can smell you from up there. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, but from up there, so I could knock him down the ravine. Instead of him slipping down on his own like a chump. Skeleton friend was down here, so he was just making friends with Mr. Skeletal. Collecting helmet? Sure, why the hell not? Don't mind if I do. This, of course, leads back, most likely, to the door we saw earlier. Oh, look at me. I look like a fucking pincushion. See if I can extract these from my face. 11 stereos that I've been shot by. Let me extract them from my face and put them in a nice little tidy quiver. Always amuses me. Alright, so this was from the beginning. From the intro, rather. So it's that other door we saw. Looks like that is the way to go, by the way. Yes, okay.
What's that? Whatever it was, it's gone now.
I heard a person. And I've already been over here, I think. I've definitely been over here. There must be people, like, below us. Or above us, maybe. We can hear them talking, but Can't see them yet. That door right there. I'm assuming that once we find the person, they will not be combative. They will not go aggressive on us immediately, so I just need to be careful about whomst I attempt to attack. Here we go. So if anybody's curious how the lockpicking in this game works, I shall demonstrate. It's a little bit tricky because I have this very broken thing that is called the skeleton key that makes it very easy. Maybe what I should do is I should temporarily relinquish my skeleton key. Temporarily. We'll pick that up in a second. So if I use regular ass lockpicks, there we go. So this is what it looks like. So that right there, you see how it just goes, okay, well, that was a valid one. When it's a instantaneous movement, like that. When it's an instantaneous movement like that and there's no like gradualness to it, that is an invalid click or an invalid attempt. So if I try to click or like confirm on an invalid ascension of the pin, it breaks the lockpick. However, when it's more gradual like that, that's when you Gucci. So that's when you want to slap that shit in there. So you just kind of watch for that pattern. Ooh, but right there, I got greedy. I thought to myself, okay, maybe I can get it because again, it's a very tight window. That window does increase as you level up your security skill. You can see my security skill isn't great, but I've been working on it little by little. Because I got my security skill past level 25, whenever I fail a lockpick attempt or break a lockpick, I do keep one tumbler, which is good. So that way there's less of a progress lost. But it's so easy, especially if you get like a bunch of invalid pin activities in a row. You think, oh, surely the next one's going to be good, right? And you commit too early and you suffer the consequences. So there it is. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's a little bit wonky and it takes some getting used to. But once you kind of get that pattern, you get that recognition down and how it works, it becomes, yeah, so much easier, so much nicer. So it gets tricky, but yeah, once you get the hang of it, it's actually not really too bad. I've had people say they've gone like entire playthroughs of this game, never truly understanding the system. So it's worth studying and worth kind of figuring your way out with it, but yeah, once you've got it locked in your head, it's actually pretty easy. Takes longer than in Skyrim. Yeah, I know the Skyrim system is a little bit more simplified. At least based on what I've heard. Thinks he's so cool with the shield bash attack. Oh, smacked his ass down though. Not so cool now. Oh, and the paralyze. Insult, meet injury. Now his mouth is not paralyzed because he's like crying out in agony. Yeah, paralyze, when it procs, it lasts much longer than just a standard knockdown. So good. It's kind of OP if we're being honest. But it's quite rare. It rarely pops. But it's more likely to pop for NPCs for whatever reason. Once he pop, he just can't stop. Is this a dead end? It is an end that is dead, although it looks like it at one point led to a thing. I bet like if you could no-clip past that wall, it would just lead to the void. Lead to nothingness. The great vast nothingness.
What's that?
You can hear them shit-talking right now. They look identical. What's with all these identical-looking either Nords or Imperials? The same hair color, same hairstyle, same height. Bonk! Immediately knocked his ass down. Yeah, the knockback proc is much more common, much like the one I just received. That was from a knockback that I received just now. Except he just killed himself with damage reflection. Damage reflection's a bitch. I'm missing my lack of range that I used to have with the Claymore. Because Claymores can reach much better. But this one's got just better DPS in general, so it's the worthwhile one to use. I like how this guy he's wearing greaves. Somewhere. There we go. He's wearing greaves, which take the place of pants. However, he still has pants on his person and his shoes. He's just carrying around his pants and his shoes. I mean, I guess that's the equivalent of like having like a change of clothes ready when you want to clock out on your shift. There's no clocking out now. There's only deathing out. Or maybe we clocked them out for them. We clocked them out or something. I don't know. There was like a cool one-liner to be had if you look closely. I know the brown shirt. Yeah, the brown shirt with no with no enchantments on it. Check. So tantalizing. It's good to see you, check. Hope all is well, buddy. For the last time. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Rationalize. I know I could rely on you guys to hit me with a good zinger. Bunch of potions. Oh god, and a bunch of scrolls. I'm just gonna take the one fancy scroll. Repair hammers. I will take the repair hammers. So clearly this was their storefront of sorts. Their supply. Reading their supply chains. Yeah, like I said though, since I'm a spellcaster, I primarily just use spells to unlock things. This just makes things easier. Got that alteration leveled up so we can handle it. Yo, Potato, good to see you, bud. Good to see you, bud. Oh shit! Speaking of redemptions, I just realized we had a redemption earlier that I did not retrieve. I did not cash in. Yeah, I know a lot has been said about the dialogue system in Oblivion, and how, of course, in Morrowind it's all text. Well, we'll say 99%, 99.5% of it is all text. Very little voice acting. Oh, okay, he's probably gonna go willingly then.
Get away. You will die here.
You shouldn't have come here, he says. No, I mean there's something to be said about Morrowind where you had a lot of dialogue and a lot of it was given to you by like lots of different characters, but it's all text. So they didn't really have to worry about voice acting, but in this game, there's quite a bit of dialogue, not as much as Morrowind obviously, but still quite a bit, and it's all voice active, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, it makes it more, it like requires more upkeep, more technical shenanigans to make it all running smoothly. You know, you get the lip syncing, you get the audio levels to be correct. Obviously, gotta pay voice actors to do a lot of stuff.
You will die here.
Audio engineers just causing shenanigans. Tods are howarding. The Tods are howarding.
Get away from me.
All right, time to gank this motherfucker. You're coming with me, we're saying.
Fine. I'll come with you. My guards are dead. You win for now.
For now. BDR's like, yep, seems legit. Well, at least he's going willingly. I thought he would pull some kind of bullshit on us. Lots of things in the recommendations, but haven't watched yet. Yeah, I tend to accumulate a fairly substantial list of things that I want to go back and watch. I don't watch nearly as much YouTube nowadays, and it's not because I don't want to, it's just a matter of not giving myself enough time to. But yeah, there's like a giant list of things I'm always like kind of having in the back of my mind of channels I want to get caught up on. If I'm like eating some food, or if I just want some background noise for something and I need something to kind of fill the void. I've got a long list of channels and content creators whose stuff I very much enjoy. Of course, also Twitch streamers too, for that matter. So there's really never a dull moment as far as content to appreciate. Bunch of YouTube tabs. Oh yeah, Jade, I understand all too well, my friend. All too familiar. Guy's fairly quick on his feet, so he's doing an okay job of following us. Will he pass the bridge gauntlet? No, he does not. God damn it. Alright, well, I guess I'll escort you back this way then. Actually, this is kind of a shortcut, because this brings us back to the main entrance anyway, so no harm, no foul, I suppose. I just turned around and just watched his ass slide off like a dingus. How long are we going tonight? Probably another half an hour or so. Half an hour, 35 minutes. I have to make sure I don't go too late because I am... I got a couple things I need to do pretty early tomorrow morning. But I think we can definitely get some more... This quest finished for sure, and probably a couple of other things while we're at it. I've, like, scared people with my amount of open tabs. Yeah, I try to, like... I think I'm better about it nowadays, Jade, but yeah, I used to be pretty bad about it myself. So we're gonna escort this guy, and we're gonna hope to Maroon's Dagon below, or to Azura above, that it's gonna play nice, and that it's not gonna shit out like it was earlier. Oh god, where is he? Here he comes. Gotta make sure we're keeping this man alive. Unfortunately, when you're escorting people, it's a little bit more monotonous, but we'll be fine. So many windows, or so many tabs across a handful of windows. Who's this guy? Look at me, I've illegally kidnapped somebody. Isn't that weird? He says nothing. Good. Whoop. Well, the game did crash, but at least it crashed cleanly, so... Again, I'll take it. It's not much, but I'll take it. I blow my nose real quick. Once. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, it was a clean crash. It crashed cleanly. Not happy that it happened, because obviously we lost a small amount of progress, but I'm just grateful that it was self-contained. So I'll take it. I'll heckin' take it, man. Yeah, lots of non-YouTube. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you group them up as well. Do you do the thing where, like, if you need to restart your computer for something, you, like, close it all at once, so that way when the computer restarts, you can just say, like, reopen, close tab, or reopen, close Windows, and it just brings it back up for you, because I do that sometimes. Oh, and motherfucking bear, by the way. Is this guy gonna help me? Looked like he actually got hit by the bear and then immediately ran away, which is probably smart. If I were to be attacked by a bear, I too would like to remove myself from the situation. If I can help myself. Excuse me. Where'd you go? Here he is. Okay, well, he healed, so he's fine. It's like nervous, though. He's like, oh god, where'd it go? Can't hurt you anymore, I promise. Yeah. Now, I try to be better about that in more recent years. I found that, like, if I have a fuck ton of tabs open, that's, like, the more likely case. It will sometimes be more likely to cause my computer to blue screen and that kind of shit. Like, it just causes more problems, it seems. If I have too much shit going down all at once. It might be a Chrome thing in particular, because Chrome is my current browser of choice. I used to be a Mozilla guy, Firefox specifically, but I was lured by the siren song of Chrome with some of its nice features. But now I'm wondering if maybe Firefox is maybe the preferred one again, because for a while there, Firefox had like a pretty bad reputation as being not great with managing its resources, but Chrome doesn't do a great job either, honestly. Just wondering if I should maybe come groveling back to Firefox after all these years. I'm sure they have all the same features that I've enjoyed so far anyway from Chrome, so it's not like it would be a huge step down. Also, like how that troll walked up and didn't really even attack, he just kind of stared at me. And this guy didn't even react. He was like, you know what, I don't care. Okay, I'm getting too old for this shit. Scrolling tab, oh, that does sound nice, because yeah, the Chrome tab solution where it just the tabs just shrink constantly, that's kind of weird, kind of wonky and blonky. Ooh, check with the redemption. Let's do this then. So I think what we'll do, since it's after midnight, we'll turn in this quest, we'll see if there's any additional pieces that happen from it, and then we'll do the MS Paint challenge, and then that might be where we end for the night, depending on how long these things take. There's another wolfie. This man gets hit, and then he immediately runs away, which, again, I can't say I blame him. I cannot talk too much shit because I would have the same reaction, honestly. And Jade says, oh dear God, what in the world? I'm very curious. Chuck has a tendency to get some pretty good ones for the MS Paint redemptions. Haven't done an MS Paint challenge in a while though, so this will be a good return to form. Kind of a short stream. Well, it's frustrating because we actually started today at like 8:30. In fact, we started on time. Oh God, where's this guy going? Oh, he's getting chased by a motherfucking bear. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so we started on time and not late, the stream. However, the game has crashed on a number, 3 times tonight. It's crashed in such a way where it killed Windows. We had to either manually restart my computer. Very frustrating. So as a result, the uptime tells sweet, sweet lies. The bears are small in this game. They are not gigantic. Yeah, I think I've seen the Skyrim bears, and they are terrifying. Only this time got the notification. That is kind of odd. Yeah, you think it would have gone out earlier. Because, yeah, the first stream was at 8:30. The initial go live. And it was going well until the game decided to poop. And then Windows decided it didn't like the poop. And it figured it was just going to be done so. However, barring any surprises, I think we're good now. I think we Gucci. And no, I do not want to challenge that notion. I'm content to just stroll through the gates with nary a care in the world. Alright, bud? Alright, he's figuring it out. And we have seen so many Todd Howard shitpost emotes tonight, and I've been very happy with it, honestly. It's been a good time. What is this? What is this building? Is this Wayne Priory? I think it is. Yeah, it's Wayne Priory. I didn't really mean to happen upon this. I'm just trying to find the entrance to this structure. I think we found it. Yeah, lots of Todd Howard shitpost and emotes, and like most of them have been unique, so very few repeats. And that makes me happy. How do you get into this place, man? I think I've had this problem before with Cheydinhall. Oh, I think I approached from this direction, so yeah, you had to go north or south, so we're equidistant from each other. Here we go. This looks encouraging. Still got our buddy. Still chilling.
Hail.
Hello.
Hello.
Been to Fire and Steel?
Hurry up!
I am hurrying. Do you see how fast I'm going? All these people that are just being so okay with the fact that I've more or less illegally kidnapped somebody. And it's 9 p.m. I wonder if the guy's actually awake right now. Oh, fast travel does... Oh, okay, that's good to know. I've always been too nervous to try it that way. I've always been nervous that I would lose the NPC, because I remember in Morrowind it was kind of sketchy. That's good to know. Thank you for that, Piaz. That's very helpful. Hopefully we won't have too many more quests that involve escorting, but if it comes down to it, we'll have that as an option. I got the dude.
Making progress.
We sure are.
You've got him. Let's talk about Ajum Kajin.
Let's talk about him right in front of him.
I need you to find Ajum Kajin and bring him back to me.
Okay, we did that.
You've brought him back.
I sure have.
I want to know the size of their forces and who is leading them. I also want to know the source of their strength. Do what you must to make him talk. If you can smooth talk him, fine. If you need to wrap him up, so be it. But don't kill him. We need him to talk. Now, go tell him to sit down. If he tries to get up, I'll kill him myself.
That sounds pleasant. 20 feet. Oh, geez, Piazza. Doing all right. Okay, so was probably receiving treatment. Scary shit indeed. I'm glad he's going to make a full recovery, but yeah, that sounds awful.
What do you want? Is it time for torture? Ha! Do your worst.
Now, we'll be diplomatic. We'll try to do the diplomacy strat. What's up, Odzum? Good to see you, bud. We're playing some Oblivion, as you probably put together.
Fine. You don't scare me, beat me, torture me. I'll never talk to you.
We'll see about that. So we'll save. We'll try to be good about this. Good boys and girls. Let's see how this goes.
I won't talk to you. Never. Do your worst.
Okay, let's rock talk. Actually, I haven't done this challenge, this like little mini game in a while. Hope I remember how to do it well. So he likes coercion. Doesn't like admiration. I think he likes boasting. Doesn't like jokes. Yeah, doesn't like jokes. Boasts he likes.
Great story. Yes,
Coercions he
yes.
loves.
Don't try to
Admiration he doesn't like. So it's these two. These two are the ones he likes. So we'll do. I'm actually gonna rotate. Small admire, small joke, good boast, and medium coercion.
Whatever you say.
I'm going to do another rotate. Small, medium, big. 66. So another rotate. So I can do small, and then gigantic, and then medium. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there with this progress. The mini game is kind of wonky, I recognize, but once it's similar to lockpicking. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not too bad.
I
70.
accept. I have no choice.
70's pretty good. We could probably take it higher though. Yeah. The mini game, like I said, it's much like lockpicking. It's weird at first, and without instruction, it's hard to figure out. But yeah, once you get instruction, or once you either see or maybe see for yourself how it's supposed to work, you find those patterns. You can kind of slip into those grooves, which makes it a little bit easier. Barn of the Dinosaur. I do remember that one. That's a good one. Food, ass, or silica gel. Jesus fucking Christ. That's a good one, Jack. Older Bethesda games, Odzu. We have a couple friends on here that do stream Oblivion sometimes. And I have a couple friends that have actually played through Daggerfall recently. And there's also, I know Void, he has a streamer buddy that played through Morrowind not too long ago. So they are out there, but yeah, not quite as many. I actually plan on getting back to Morrowind fairly soon because I want to play more of what I call Morrowind Randomizer, which is actually Morrowind mixed in with kind of my own partially homebrewed kind of rule set with like basically permadeath rules and like certain restrictions basically, and then also a bunch of mods to randomize the game a bunch and kind of add some added unexpected shenanigans, and also like randomized win conditions basically. So I call it Morrowind Randomizer. It's kind of a combination of a bunch of things, but I want to get back into that as well probably early next year. So lots of stuff on the horizon for sure. I will do another rotate.
Whatever.
So small, and medium. Well 74. Done. I bet we can get it at least 75. Keep starting down this pattern that is not great, where it starts me off where I like have to do the rotation.
Yes, whatever you say.
Doing the rotation is a little bit tricky early on because I like to do the rotations later on when I have more kind of bargaining chips. Having to start off with it is kind of frustrating. But here is actually a pretty good pattern, so we're gonna actually do those two first.
Funny?
Okay, now I'm gonna rotate so I can get big and then big. So we max it out. I know I'm kind of covering the screen here, but it says disposition maxed. I could bribe him and raise it further, but disposition maxed means we can't do the minigame anymore. So let's see if 80 is enough. I don't know. He may be ready to give me information. Oh, okay.
You will pay for this. Perhaps you do understand. Perhaps I can help you a little.
So we sweet talked him, all right. Having no idea what's going on. Yeah, it's very weird. So I realize I went kind of quickly there. The basic gist is you have those 4 quadrants. Every NPC has 2 quadrants that they respond well to, and 2 quadrants they respond poorly to. And it's different for each one. You can either find just by trial and error which ones they like, which ones they respond well to and increase the disposition, which ones they respond poorly to and decreases the disposition. Or you could do what I did at the start. Hover over each one with the mouse cursor or with your cursor of choice if you're on console and watch their face. If they smile, that means they like whatever you're hovering over. If they frown, it means they dislike whatever you're hovering over. With Argonians and Khajiit, it's sometimes a little bit hard because their facial expressions aren't quite as noticeable compared to humans, but generally speaking, you can kind of figure it out. So whenever, and you might have noticed, you have to do all 4 quadrants on a single pass through. And it rotates in order. The little wheel, that like selection wheel, rotates clockwise every time. As you level up your speechcraft skill, you get extra rotations that you can do. In my case, I can only do it once. But as you are going through the mini game, yeah, the little quadrant selection thing rotates automatically, and you can, generally speaking, see ahead of time what quadrants will have the big pie slices versus the small pie slices. The big pie slices will get you a better disposition increase or a worse disposition decrease, whereas the smaller ones has less risk reward, that kind of thing. So it becomes a matter of early on establishing what do they respond well to, and then trying to watch the pattern of or like the rhythm, I guess, of that little quadrant selection minigame thing to know what's coming up next, what you want to commit to with your rotations if you have them. It is weird. It is weird. Because with that, once you click the initial one, once you click the initial quadrant, it kind of sets the pattern off. So it basically comes down to which one do you select at the start and try to react accordingly. So it's wonky, and I might not be doing a very good job of describing it verbally. It's weird. So I'll try to do a better job of describing it next time we're doing it, so I can kind of commentate over it. But if it seems weird, it kind of is, honestly. It's like, I can't say I blame you. Elder Scrolls Redguard. I know nothing about Elder Scrolls Redguard. Redguard and Blackspire are a complete anomaly to me. I at least know about Arena a decent bit, and I've seen Daggerfall gameplay. But yeah, some of those older games I know nothing about. Almost Unbeatable. Oh, that sounds rough. Anyway, let's go down the line of questioning here.
100 strong now. We grow by the day.
Getting pretty strong. All right. Who leads them?
No, I will not betray him.
To him.
I will
Okay.
not tell you.
What about what powers you guys?
Never. I would rather die. I will tell you nothing.
What if our disposition got lowered?
You will pay for this. I won't talk to you. For you.
No, it's still 80.
Of course.
Do I need to bribe him, maybe?
You will pay for this.
So here's what I got so far, fam.
Work on him until he talks. Try not to kill him.
Okay, so we need to do more then.
I won't talk to you. Never. Do your worst.
Well, what about my friend Mr. George Washington?
Handsomely done.
91 is pretty up there.
Doing business with you.
Let's bring it to 100. He can't avoid our bullshit now. I should question him.
I shouldn't say anymore. But you have treated me so well. Perhaps I can trust you.
The TED Talk. Yes, that's one of my favorites, Jade. We've had some goofy ass ones, but they're always a good time. They're either a good time or they're a incoherent mess, but that's also as fun, honestly. But yeah, the talk generator website. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's pretty cool.
Forgive me, my master. It is Rizikar. He leads us, and he will have your head. He will kill you all.
Looks like he wanted to stop listening to the minigame explanation. Yeah, it's like he's getting bored.
Nothing more. I chose death. Long live the Blackwood Company.
So I cannot bribe him anymore. Oh! Really? He fucking ingested a cyanide tablet. So he would not divulge the secret of the source of their power, I suppose. Do I get my money back at least? Ring of Silence. Oh, look at that. That's how he did it. 150 fire points. He had armor that he was not wearing. That's kind of weird. I do get my money back, by the way. Oh, yeah. Well, no harm, no foul. All's well that ends well. All right, well, I got bad news, bud.
Damn. Killed himself. Must have had some sort of magic item we didn't notice. You got some information out of him, which is good. We can use it. Here, take this. It might help you sometime.
Sometime. What'd we get? Greater Amulet of Interrogation. That actually is helpful.
While the information we got from the Argonian was valuable, we need more. I want you to infiltrate them.
Ooh.
See how they work from the
See,
inside.
this is what I was kind of thinking. Things were gonna get weird.
I want you to get to Leowen and join the Blackwood Company. Find the secret of their success. You'll be on your own. Steer clear of me and all of your Fighters Guild brothers. It'll be rough going, but you can do it.
That's what I'm saying, Liddy. I mean, this would have been a really good time for me to be able to use something like this, but whatever. It's a good quest. Excellent, excellent. It sounds like it'll actually be like a series of quests if I'm kind of expecting it correctly. All right, I'll let you deal with that fucking mess right over there. Anyway, to Leowen we go. Yeah, if we're joining their company and infiltrating their ranks and, excuse me, probably doing quests for them, it sounds like we actually have quite a bit to go still. I was thinking maybe the Fighters Guild questline was nearing its completion, and technically it has, but we clearly have more to chase. So chase it we shall. We talked him to death, that's right. Literally talked him to death. Went on off our day, or well, actually maybe that's what Orion's doing right now. He's disposing of the corpse, selling the evidence off, or like, you know, his possessions off, and just being done with it. Evening. So it's gonna be this structure here, this banana structure. Banana structure. Yep, that's the one. So I will wait for 5 hours. Elder Scrolls slandered videos. Oh, on YouTube, yeah, that is, yeah. Are they similar to the goofy voice acting things we saw earlier, like with the flubbed lines? I'm gonna go ahead and save just because we don't really know what to expect here. I wonder if I would have requested the bottommost option first, if he would have immediately killed himself, or if he would have divulged that one but held off on whatever the third item I'd requested. Like, I wonder if we could have gamed the system, basically.
I hope I can help.
I'd like to join.
You want to join us? Another guild rat leaving the ship. Very well. Speak with Jitum Z. He handles recruitment here.
Making fun of the... Oh, I gotcha. Well, there's a lot of fodder for that, so I believe it. His name is Gil. It's the basement. I wonder what kinds of human sacrifice they're performing in the basement.
You think?
I hope they have at least a halfway decent sex dungeon. At least. That's some spoilers. Yeah, I usually try to avoid those if I can help it. Are you the guy? He's the guy.
What is it you want? Come for a job?
They're mostly Argonians in here. Argonians and Khajiit.
You wish to join the Blackwood Company, do you? I think I've heard of you, though.
Am I cool?
Fighters Guild, aren't you? Done many jobs for them recently. Yes. What makes you want to join us?
The language can be a bit much. I mean, I'm not really bothered by by like coarse language. You might have noticed I'm a very vulgar dude myself.
No jobs? Ha! There is much work to be done here in Cyrodiil. The Blackwood Company is more than willing to do it.
So they're called Elder Scrolls slander videos. Interesting.
Enough to me, though. A bit inexperienced, perhaps. Still, maybe we will find work for you. You may join for now.
His eyes are like
Since you
sinking into his eyelids.
Started, follow me to the training area. We've got the mission you might want a piece of.
I want a piece of that shit. I wonder if we're gonna have some ethically dubious moments where they have us do some unsavory shit. Where it's like, well, it's for the greater good to infiltrate their ranks and implode them from the inside, but you know, some moments where we have to kind of like plug our noses. Only one way to find out, my friends. Yeah, because I'm guessing we actually have quite a lot to do still, you know, before we can truly call this questline done. Okay, are we fighting multiple people now? Daedric, and Ebony armor.
Has contracted us to take care of some goblins in the area.
goblins, you say?
Apparently, they've been giving the locals some trouble. Shouldn't be a problem for you.
For all 4 of us?
The 3 of you should be prepared by now. But as you see, we have a new recruit with us as well.
Not quiet.
I'll need a word with you, recruit. You'll need to be careful on this mission. Sometimes new recruits have complications. They are not used to our methods. Take this. It will increase your skills in battle. We use it often. It is a good thing.
Is it skooma? Hist sap. That is something I'm not familiar with.
This? Why, it is a gift from the
Oh,
swamps
I
of Argoni.
do know what this is.
Sap of the Hist.
Right.
A present from my homeland. The Hist are generous to us. So generous.
Right. So that's our introduction to the Hist.
Don't be stupid. We have returned with the Hist itself. One beautiful Hist who gives her gifts to all the company.
Right.
The clever mages made it possible. Magic and iron. But this is not the time to talk. You drink your gift and go with your new brothers.
Right. What do you guys think about this?
Drink, drink. We need to go.
I wonder if they actually won't let us proceed until we imbibe
Come on, drink
the
up.
solution.
Let's go, rookie. Drink up and we'll head out.
Peer pressure, man. Everyone's staring at me. I'm getting nervous. Water's Edge Settlement. All drink a potion made from the sap of a Hist tree. Yep. Lady says it's east. Oh, that's west. Herp, 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 herp. Probably isn't. It's not on a map yet because I haven't drank the thing yet. So, all right. I gotta drink the juice. What if it's gonna make our guy turn, like, seed new colors? There's something of the Hist. Hist sap, here it is. So whatever we do, or whatever it does, it'll just be instantaneous. Here we go. I've ingested the Hist sap potion. I feel a strange feeling coming over me. A gorgeous human being, says Odzu. By some definition, you could call this gorgeous or maybe even human. So yeah, if you believe it or not, he is actually a dark elf. But of course, he is a little bit sad and a little bit purple. His face is a little bit swollen, but he's trying his best, and that's what matters. Yeah, I always tell people I ventured out from the get-go to make this person as sad and purple and like swollen as possible. I don't know why, but just that combination of properties just sang to me when I was looking at the character creation options and moving the sliders. It just kind of happened. He's my perfect boy.
A pleasure to speak with you.
I drank the juice. Am I a cool kid now?
Be seeing you.
Can I be
hope
part of
I
your
can
cool kids
help.
club? And join the treehouse?
A pleasure to speak with you.
Thanos putting a hydraulic. Yes, honestly, same energy, but like we made, but also very sad about it. Oh, I've been given an order to attack the goblins. We're just here, by the way, suddenly, just very suddenly. Yeah. What if Thanos was put through a hydraulic press and became extremely sad about it?
Kill the goblins! All of them!
Not the gobos.
Best you can do!
It's a bunch of gobos, and they're like basic level gobos, so they're super easy to kill.
The best you can do! There are more around. Look in the houses.
Look in the houses, you got it, fam. Normally I would want to heal buddies, but
Finish the cleanup, new blood. Look in the houses. Get moving so we can go home.
I have a sneaking suspicion though that these dudes are not necessarily good buddies, so I will abstain from going for the cleanings. The healings, that is. Hold on, what was the name of this person? It's not who I think it is it? Oh. I was like, I thought it was a different name. I thought it was somebody from the Dark Brotherhood. Somebody who is no longer with us, unfortunately. How big they are? They're pretty large, aren't they? Relative to other video game implementations. But again, these are like just the default starting goblins, which are chump change, as you can clearly see. Oh, right, yes. The Emilion family. I guess she's just not here, or maybe they're dead. But anyway, that was us, the goblins. Goblins have been defeated. And now I'm here. Wow.
You're finally awake. I was beginning to get a bit concerned about you.
So lots of time traveling. Not time traveling, but like just being slapped around and parted around quickly. I guess the idea is that like when you drink the tree sap, the sap of the hist, that you hallucinate and go into a trance and probably just murder shit indiscriminately and like are not fully in control of your actions or something. I don't know.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. You were found unconscious on the streets in Leowen.
Good.
Some of your guild brothers found you and brought you to me. Good to see some of them think like we do. Now, what happened out there?
Well, tell them the deets.
They're using hist sap, and they claim to have brought a tree into Cyrodiil? Amazing. I can't imagine what the sap might do to non-Argonians.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm not surprised you were found the way you were. I imagine those men have built up a tolerance to the stuff. I'm concerned about Water's Edge. I want you to go back there. Make sure the company hasn't ousted the residents. Lay low.
I wonder if we would have made an Argonian character if that sequence would have worked differently. Maybe the dialogue would have been different, where they're like, well, they gave you like a big dose. That's, you know, harder for you than a standard Argonian dose would have been.
Amazing. And insane. I'll look into it further. I'm worried about those people. The Blackwood Company can't be trusted with their lives and homes. Get there and look into it.
Okay.
I'll wait here.
This is all man down. I'll batten down the hatches. Favorite single movie from Lord of the Rings or Hobbit trilogies? I would probably say Fellowship. I would say Fellowship is my favorite. When I was younger, I was like more into the action sequences of The Two Towers and Return of the King. And Return of the King is pretty cool because it's such a long movie, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. But I just love the Fellowship of the Ring. I just love the world building. I love like the setup and the exposition, and the stuff with the Shire is so fun. I feel like you get a little bit of everything. You get cool character building, you get combat, you get action sequences, you get like triumphs and sadness. You meet cool people. Some of them die. Fellowship. I remember one of my buddies said Fellowship feels like a sequence where it's like it's a D&D campaign session where some things go poorly and they gotta improvise, other things go fine or go better than expected, and it's like the first important session from a D&D campaign is kind of what it comes down to. So it looks like everyone's dead and stripped of their gear, which is a shame because yeah, we did this quest for her. I think it was part of the Fighters Guild actually, or maybe it was Mages Guild. I can't remember. Dead. They're all dead. Yep.
This is horrible. My poor Vienna. Poor sweet Vienna. What monsters would do this? How can this have happened?
It is kind of true. I mean, it's different. It's tricky because like the distance. What am I trying to say? The release gaps in between some of those games was only like 4, maybe 5 years in some cases. From Skyrim to Elder Scrolls 6 is kind of an outlier, obviously, but 4 to 5 years is definitely true from like a, generally speaking, at least from like a console generational perspective, more or less.
I wish I knew. They're all dead, all of them. Even my poor sweet Vienna. You're the one who helped her, aren't you?
Yeah, it was part of the Fighters Guild quest.
I heard about you. She never hurt anyone. Who could have done this? What monster would do this? It wasn't the goblin. It had to have been bandits. But why? We have nothing. Please go. I must bury our dead.
It's like a D&D adaptation. Yeah, done right. Exactly. I think they're making a D&D movie, aren't they? Like I've seen stuff recently. Oh. Should I take their gold? Nah. Usually, the first thing I do is I loot the gold, but it's like, nah, he's all sad. They're all dead. He needs that gold more than I do. Let's get back to Orion. He's not going to be surprised by what we found. He'll say, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I didn't see this coming. Yeah, they're making a D&D movie. I hope it's good. It's got some cool actors and actresses, but we'll see. I tend to meet these kinds of things with, I'll just call it cautious optimism. Like, we'll see. Play the wait and see game. AAA game before a new generation. Oh wait, are we still talking about the like Elder Scrolls games? A new like Elder Scrolls game. Oh, before like new generation consoles, probably what you meant. Yeah, I got you.
Well, what did you find at Water's Edge?
Not good.
No, the entire town. I realize you must be disgusted.
We might have been part of that. Yeah, we might have.
For that. It was the hissed sap, though, not you.
Yeah, we might have been one of the ones that committed the murders.
This group poses, perhaps better than they themselves know it. We must take decisive action now.
So in that particular case, yes, there was some ethical questionableness. Although, yeah, like they were saying, we really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Influence that we had. But yeah, that sounds like that's how they're making that shit happen. Skyrim on PS3, yeah, Xbox 360, PS3, and then PS4, and now PS5, man. 3 consoles, goddamn. That's I mean, I'm not bothered by it, but it is pretty ridiculous.
It is clear to me what must be done. The hist tree must be destroyed.
It's the only way.
This tree is the source of our problems. It is an abomination of nature, and it must be destroyed. As long as the Blackwood Company has access to the sap, we are all in danger. I fear they no longer know what they do. You must find a way to destroy the hist, though I can imagine Reza Kar will have it well guarded. Expect an unfriendly welcome at their hall.
I don't know if they'll attack us on sight.
He's a warrior, a battle-hardened mercenary who's spent time all over Tamriel. He'll keep his prize tree locked away. You'll need to find his key.
Some more of a Thieves Guild thing, then. Stealing keys and such.
Finish it.
Finish it. Alright. Gallivanting back and forth between Leywin and Shadenhall constantly, but let's do this thing. He says, expect a frosty welcome. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. Their banana-ass looking house. It's all yellow and... I mean, I bet the paint isn't even banana flavored. But I can't get in because the door is locked. I have to wait for 5 hours on the outside like a doofus. Was it lagging? Oh yeah. Yeah, it is actually. Or it was. Yeah, it was. We were definitely dropping some frames. Oh, Zeus, it was not on your end. It should be good now. But yeah, we're definitely dropping some frames. What's up, Malo? Good to see you, buddy. Had a glitch. Oh, really? The game would crash? Jeez, that's frustrating, BDR. Although I can't talk too much shit because I've seen it all too well myself. What's that guy doing?
You are no longer one of us. Fighters Guild spy. Traitor. Your life is forfeit.
Okay, so sure enough, they do attack us on sight. Who's this person? I don't know why I decided that this person is the most interesting. This guy thinks he's so cool having skeletons. I mean, I have a skeleton too, but you don't see me flaunting it. I keep mine hidden away safely. Safely away from so that nobody else can see it or be scared by it. That guy hurts. Oh, he's shooting arrows at me too. That's not exactly helping. He's like, you're pathetic right before I stab him in the face. That can be arranged. Ouch. Mike got this dinky ass reach on the sword. I got spoiled with claymores for so long. Is there somebody else shooting at me? Nope, just this one guy. There we go. I was gonna say, if we get like a knockdown or a paralysis to proc, then we're set. Paralysis is so much nicer though, because it lasts forever. Okay. It was a bit of a spicy fight. I mean, yeah, these guys are pretty high level. But so are we, so, you know. Ain't nothing but a thing. Some Oblivion time, Olo. That's correct, my friend. You might have picked up, this is actually my first playthrough that we're in the midst of right now, so we are... we've got... I've got at least a whole lot ahead of me as far as this game is concerned. Although we are getting ready, I think, to finish up with the Fighters Guild. We're about to finish the Fighters Guild. We've done the Mages Guild, and Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild, and the main quest. We've done a lot, but we really haven't done much of the DLC. We did get Maroon's Razor, Maroon's Dagger, so we did knock out that quest line. But yeah, we still have Knights of the Nine as well as Shivering Isles ahead of us, so still quite a lot of game left. It's my first Oblivion playthrough, and it's been very, very good. There have been crashes, there have been technical problems, but for the most part, it's been very much a positive thing. It's coming from an old school Morrowind guy, so I'm very much enjoying myself. Was I oblivious to the game? I did go in pretty blind. I did go in, like, pretty unprompted, which was by design. I very much wanted to go in, having not watched a ton of the game, or obviously having not played it either, for that matter. But yeah, that's made it very fun. The fact that I'm exploring it and like experiencing it for the first time. For the most part, I've avoided any major spoilers, which has made this awesome, honestly. So that's how I'd prefer it. Resist fire, no thank you. Lightning boots or lightning run boots, fortify speed. Nah, that's fine. Need to find the key though. Is there a doggy? The doggy's not gonna attack me, right? Nah, the doggy's too much of a good boy or a good girl. Look at this guy wearing just plain-ass pants, not even greaves. There's his key. I'm guessing they probably keep it in the basement, since it's under lock and key. We'll check his room, though. I wonder if he has the key for the basement. In his stuff. His personal belongings. I'm surprised there was only the 3 guys. I thought there was more dudes here, but maybe there are indeed more, and they'll fight us as we explore around. It's actually expecting us to do like a bunch of quests for these guys, for us to kind of rise up to their ranks and join their stuff and like get more involved with them. But from the perspective of keeping things moving, it's kind of nice that it was relatively quick, but yeah, I kind of would have also liked for it to have been a little bit more substantial. With the, like, joining their company and gaining their trust, that kind of thing. So sure enough, we're not done. Ouch. He's a battle maid, so fancy. Too bad for him, though. So now I got this guy's room key. So yeah, we can go into the 3rd floor area. Nernroot, by the way, hell yes. Always happy to have more of this in my person. On my person. What's up, Domino? The Oblivion Crisis, the gates were opening up all over. Correct, yeah. Yeah, which is pretty wild. It's like weird to imagine because, yeah, like at the height of the crisis, we of course get the gigantic gate outside of Bruma. We're dealing with all that, but you're right, there probably are gates cropping up everywhere, and it's like a fucking nightmare for those living, you know, living in Cyrodiil. So like we're only really exposed to the one part of that whole sequence, but I bet it's quite the spectacle. Oh, playing some Noita. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. That's one of my favorite games as well, actually. That's one of the games that's probably one of the games I've streamed the most, actually. of all the things that I've played on stream. Oh, he's not the leader. Oh, or rather, this is the leader. The guy I fought earlier was not the big man. I get my fancy and angry-looking Khajiit people mixed up, apparently. Now the guy we fought downstairs was much harder. This guy was a chump. The basement key from his corpse. Bloop. And 50 gold. And a full red velvet outfit. He looks so sad, doesn't he? He's like, don't look at me. I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, playing through Noita, not sure about the systems, and trying to figure it all out. It can absolutely feel helpless. Yeah. That's kind of how it works, man. Some games, like, mechanically can be very dense and hard to figure out. Oblivion hasn't really been too bad in that sense. The only parts that have been tricky, and like I would say I've needed help with, has been figuring out how lockpicks work and the persuasion wheel pie slice puzzle thing. Just because, like, once you get it, it's not so bad, but getting to that point where you're comfortable with it takes some time, and or experience or some instruction. But yeah, with Noita, same kind of thing, where there's like some mechanics that I think are fairly intuitive. Others are, I wouldn't say unintuitive, but they're just very complicated, like spell wrapping, and like using figuring out how to use chainsaw spells properly, and how to get to certain bosses and certain boss strats, and how to get to certain biomes and certain secrets and quest lines. God, the tablets on their own can be like a whole mess to try to detangle, or not detangle, but to translate. So yeah, like there's a lot of intrigue and mystique baked into the game, and that's a good thing. Like, you know, it makes it interesting. Perversion of nature, surrounded by alien machinery. Gotta find a way to destroy the machinery that surrounds it. Are you gonna fight me? You are. Where's an invisible friend? Now these are mages, which means they're squishier. Yeah, I need you to move, so I'm gonna turn you real quick. I'm gonna say one of these guys is gonna die just from the damage reflection. Yeah, I gotta say, the one thing that helped me out with Noita a whole bunch was watching other people play it. Like watching more, look at that death pose. Watching more experienced people play it and kind of taking note on the strats that they use and how they build their wands. And a lot of times if you ask questions, they'll answer in kind and give lots of helpful info. So that has been helpful for me, at least, with just like kind of becoming immersed in the community around the game, and using that as a way to kind of get some behind the scenes info. It's been super, super helpful. The terrain was tough. Right, I do like that bit of lore, Domino. That is a really good one. They invaded the Oblivion, yeah, and beat them back. It's pretty badass, honestly. That's a really cool one, Domino. I love that piece of lore. Other chosen one, yeah, there probably were other champions of other like regions and provinces. That's a good one too, Atsu. The champion of Cyrodiil, that's right. The champion of Cyrodiil, and not the savior though. You know, we're just the errand boy for the savior, which is kind of a nice little touch. The old switcheroo, yeah. Argonians really hit him up, hit him with the old switcheroo, which is pretty sweet. Interested in Argonians? Yeah, I mean, I would love to get more of that kind of thing. Maybe in Elder Scrolls 6 we can get some Argonian kind of stuff. I mean, this game was all about Imperials. Skyrim's all about Nords. Maybe we can get some Argonian Black Marsh shenanigans. That'd be pretty sweet. Your own morbid curiosity. Yep, it's a good time. Hold on, get the beard hair. Yeah, your own morbid curiosity. I mean, sometimes in Noita that can be the case too. Sometimes my curiosity or my ambition has been my undoing in that game, so that is all too real. Look for ways to break this shit. Empty hist bottles. And nothing in them. Here's Voices in the Air. What an odd name. He looks so sad, doesn't he? He's like, "Aw, sings like thunder." Cool name. Of nihilism. It's a perversion of nature. Sap pump. I wonder if I have to, like, jam a wrench into here or some shit. So the quest details said, well, there's some shit going on. Find something that can destroy this machinery. That's like this synthetic sap machine abomination to happen. I mean, you would think like Argonians that are from Black Marsh would be offended by this. They'd be like, this is fucked up. So like using this as like a weaponized kind of sequence is pretty hecked up, honestly. Some loose pipes. Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're talking, baby. Are you even playing Noita if you aren't repeatedly killing yourself and or setting everything on fire? Accurate. That is part of the experience. And I refuse to believe otherwise. More times. But yeah, what if I attach a saw blade? What if I attached a lightning bolt? What if I tried this? What if I tried taking on that Uko fight? What's the worst that could happen? Followed by the worst that can happen. Salvage every part like Bear Grylls. And then drink my own piss, obviously. What's up, Rogue Jedi? The High Elves. I'm pretty sure that's a line from Skyrim, but I still recognize it. Oh, look at this novice gear. Miss me with your novice gear, alright, when it comes to alchemical tools. We've got, like, Grandmaster equipment on our stuff right now, so this is chump change. All these empty bottles. Okay, well, anyway, so we found a couple loose pipes. Do I just, like, stuff it into these things, maybe? There we go. Bam. Burn, baby, burn. Destroy the machinery surrounding the tree. Tree was destroyed in the process. We're all better off for it. You know, they look so sad though, don't they? They're like, oh man, our creation's destroyed. Now I'm real sad about it. Here, you look a little cold. I'll help warm you up, bud. I'm just being a nice guy. Oh, I'm putting myself on fire a little bit. I'm just trying to help. They looks a little bit cold. I can't get too close because I'll keep lighting myself on fire, but here, we'll help. Like I said, we're being a very helpful person. There we go. There you go. You look nice and cozy. Fire. Fire hurts. It's you!
You've ruined everything!
You ruined everything! I'm so mad about
it! I had a job. I had a home. You've taken it all. I'll kill you for this.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try, you pipsqueak.
Let's get this over.
Watch him be like the hardest fight out of all of them, but... This dude was a chump so many times. And like refused to do jobs because they were too hard. So I have a hard time taking him too seriously. And we instantly paralyzed his ass anyway. Can we get another one?
Just warming up, you pathetic worm.
I'm just warming up, he says. Dude, you're looking very sad. He says, I'm just warming up when he's at like 20% health. He does have a lot of health though, I'll give him that. I want to knock him down. Bonk. Oh, it is from Oblivion? Oh, you're probably right, Rogue Jedi. Maybe that's why I recognize it. Fire hurts a little bit. Just a little bit. It's just a spicy tickle. Actually kind of curious. Are there even people in this other basement entrance? Doggy. See, the doggy's cool. The doggy is like the nicest person in this whole place. Steel Fang with such an imposing, scary sounding name, but... Oh, heck. No, the dog's alright. The dog can stay. Everyone else has to go. We gotta take his home. Yeah, we need to usurp his home and his family. I'm the father now. What's up? Oh yeah, we got Kirk in here as well. That's right. You pathetic worm. Yeah, that was a good delivery, wasn't it? So I gotta trek all the way back to Chaden Hall, I do believe. I'm sorry, Coral rather. Same thing. Have a good night, Kirk. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Had a lot of nice folks stop in and hang out with us tonight, which I appreciate. Don't mind the frame droppages, by the way. Had some frame droppages, but if all goes according to plan, it should be temporary. We'll probably be wrapping up fairly soon here. It is actually almost 1, so I should probably get going fairly soon. Let's turn this quest in, though, and see how it all resolves, because I think this might be the end of the Fighters Guild quest line. If that's the case, that means we only have the arena and some Daedric quests, and then DLC content ahead of us, my friends. See, Orion has cleaned up the dead body. Good for you. How you doing, bud?
Have you done it? Have you destroyed that foul tree?
I did that, and I murdered everybody, including our old compatriots, so I did a very good job.
Well done. With that tree gone, the Blackwood Company is just another band of mercenaries. Cyrodiil is a safer place for what you've done. I want you to take this. May it serve you well. Now, you should tell Velena Daunton what has happened. Perhaps she will understand what it is we have done. I believe our work is now finished. You are a fine soldier, my friend. You've made me proud.
Aww. So give us a helmet. Orion Bearclaw. So, obviously a similar surname.
It belonged to an ancestor, Orain Bearclaw.
Orain,
but
rather.
was lost for centuries. It was found only when Malakath wrongly believed my family line ended. It was returned to me by a stranger from my homeland, Morrowind.
Name drop.
Wear it proudly. Perhaps you can help restore the glory of my family's name.
Wear it proudly. Well,
Tell her right away.
let's take a look. Is this helmet any good? So much of the time, somebody gives us their most valuable prized possession, and they say, this is a powerful artifact, please use it responsibly. And you look at it, you go, this is garbage. So, Helm of the Dude. Here it is. It's heavy armor. Already off to a not great start. Agility and endurance. Those are things that are useful, but reflect damage and shield. Normal weapon resistance? Nah, man. I mean, it's not bad. It's not garbage, but it's just not very good compared to what we already have. But thank you. I appreciate the gesture. Ravir is the first home that many people take. Interesting. Okay. Kitty Cat in Balmora, in the small merchant shop. Oh, wait a second. We're talking about Morrowind, the game Morrowind, Balmora. Yeah, that's like the rare trader, right? Where he's got he says he has Daedric weapons, but they're just weapons that can be bound, I think. I think that's what that probably is then. He's like a supportive parent. He's like the stepdad I never had. So let's go ahead and we gotta go here first. I wonder. I'm kind of curious if I go back to Leowen and go into that one bar that used to at least have some members of Blackwood Company inside of it. I wonder if they would attack me on sight, because he was saying, well, they're just abandoned mercenaries now. Motherfucker, we killed everybody, so I don't know if there's anybody left to do mercenary shenanigans. Oh, I misunderstood. I thought it was the Count. Or the Countess, rather. No, it's just the lady up here.
Well met.
Oh, I misunderstood. This is Velena Daunton. For some reason, I thought that was the name of the Countess.
What is it you want? You were told to stay out of my sight. I'll assume you're here to tender a resignation.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed. I didn't really try to talk to her previously to see what she would have said to us. Probably not much, honestly. She probably would have said, get the fuck out, but I never, made that connection, so I feel like there was some dialogue that I missed out on.
You've done what? I had no idea it had gotten so bad. How is it you accomplished all of this?
I'm just really fucking cool, lady. I did it on my own. No, I had a buddy.
With Orion, he was dismissed. I should expel you now. But no, it isn't Orion who is to blame. I fear it is I. I love the Fighters Guild and all its members, perhaps to a fault. I fear my concern for them has made me blind to what's been happening around me. If it were not for you and Orion, I dare not think it. Now we must speak about what you've done and how it will affect any further advancement.
I mean, we're already the champion. I don't think I can be advanced anyway if I wanted to.
Because of your actions, I am hereby stripping you of your rank of champion. You were reckless, foolhardy, and dangerous to yourself and the guild. They were also brave and necessary. Because of this, I am hereby naming you Master of the Fighters Guild,
so I guess that's
immediately.
A higher status than champion?
Passed me by. You are its future. Take your responsibilities seriously. I wish you luck. You still have many duties to perform.
Okay, so I think that means we have her job now. So that means we have conclusively concluded the Fighters Guild questline and all of its
Your
stuff.
first duty should be to name your second in command. I can think of no one better for this job than Modrin Orion.
That's right, he's the man.
Should he accept the position, you would be well served. Rely on his wisdom and experience more than I did, my friend. Good luck.
All right. Quest updated, the Heast.
Go hurt something.
Not someone, just something. Just, I don't know, do a Fighter Guild activity. Commit a Fighters Guild activity. The Daedric, exactly, yeah. That was an interesting thing in that game. Like, an interesting moment in that game because most players don't really know what Daedric stuff means. So when they see that and they go, oh, is this like the best, really? Like, it's questionable. Then later on you actually see Daedric gear. You of course, acquire it yourself. And then, yeah, that's something that's like, much later, the significance of that character making those claims, like, becomes much more clear.
Did you speak with Valena? How did she react?
It's the kind of thing where, like, yeah, I feel like a new player can't really appreciate it, but sometime later you can look back on it and go, like, that motherfucker was trying to scam me.
Ha! Made you Guildmaster? Amazing! You earned it, though you'll likely muck it all up. So, what are you going to do with your newfound rank?
You're my second in command, homie.
Ah,
And then I'm going on vacation
used to being retired.
for a month.
You can see how good my painting is getting. I'm an old man. I've done my time. Then again, someone has to keep you in line. Make sure you don't bring the guild down.
Hold on, I'm curious to see his painting.
I'll do it, Guildmaster. Just come to me when you want to assign duties to the guild. I'll make sure they get done.
Also, he said duties, just quick FYI, in case anybody missed that.
Well, you're in charge. You won't be doing the contracts, but the master is always paid a percentage of the guild's monthly take. Check with me monthly to give orders for the month. I'll make it happen. If I don't hear from you, I'll follow the previous month's orders. You can find your monthly stipend in the master's chest upstairs, along with anything we find that you might find useful. Here's the key. So, what are your first orders, Guildmaster?
I'm making pants illegal. Forever. Recruitment, contracts, or both equally? Both equally. I'm a lifelong
You'll still
fence
get
sitter.
some solid revenue and pick up some new recruits along the way. Not a bad strategy. More revenue means more gold in all our pockets. More men means that we're likely to have more spare equipment around here.
Anything else?
I've got my orders for now. Check back in a month or so, and we can talk about what to do next.
All right.
Yes, Master. Whatever you
Oh my
say.
god. I see the painting. You know what? I was like memeing when I was saying I hope it's like stick figures, but this is incredible.
Excuse me.
Well, there's the thumbnail.
You have to leave now. I need to lock up.
Dude, but you don't understand this. I need like at least 3 more hours admiring this incredible painting. It's the Argonian. Of course, he wasn't tied up to the chair, but still, he was in the chair. I did not draw my sword once. I didn't even raise my fists. But he did murder himself with a flame ring thing. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, he said he was going to enjoy his retirement and focus on his painting. And he said his painting is getting better. I think it still needs a little bit of work. I love this. Like I said, that's the thumbnail right there. That's perfect. Good stuff. Good stuff, Orion. Well, it's a good thing we brought you back into the Fighters Guild because your painting... I mean, this is coming from a guy that made an MS Paint creation earlier that was a bit of a nightmare, but stick to your day job, all right? So thus ends the Fighters Guild questline, my friends. There it is. We fucking did it. Fucking did it, man. And we're going to wrap it up here. Next time, we're going to knock out the arena. I don't expect the arena will take very long to do, but it's something I really want to do. We'll knock out the arena, then we also have some Daedric shrines to explore. So... we've already done Molag Bal. I've never been to Sanguine's shrine. Meridia, we've already done. I think there's a few over this way that we've not done. In fact, I might even need to look up, the locations of some of these shrines, because I think there's a few we do not have on our map yet. There's a bunch we've obviously gotten, but I suspect that there's some we don't have on the map just from not having talked to the right NPC, that kind of thing. But let's see how Ide is. I'm going to generate a bingo card. You can see here. Let's see if we got a bingo on my screen. So we did find Nirnroot. Did not level up. I think we got hit by a silent spell at one point. No waste shrines. No... I don't think we saw any... Oh, you know what? We did see a bandit. We saw exactly one. So that counts. I never reloaded to rewind time. Just loaded when the game crashed or my computer crashed. Killed enemy with a single hit. I would say the goblin kills counted. Acquired a bounty, not to my knowledge. No NPC pickpocketing. Useful piece of equipment? Not really, actually. Pretty light tonight. New spell? No. Stream goes down? Yep. Lots of that. Drank a potion? No. I'm live, obviously. Did I drink a potion? Yes, the sap. The sap counts. The hist. So, yeah, no fencing. Over encumbered? Yes. Imperial City? Yes. Amazing weapon? Or yeah, this one, nothing that was, like, amazing, honestly. Very hard locks, none of those. Unrelated stuff, nothing on my end. I'm not going super late tonight, so we're ending at a reasonable time. Faction quest, yes. Faction quest, absolutely. Successfully raised disposition, yes. Game doesn't crashes, no. Ooh, a non-faction quest. I feel like I only did faction things tonight. I mean, I guess the stuff with Orion could sort of be considered technically not a faction quest, but it's part of the faction quest line. That's a gray area, and that is the deciding factor between a bingo happening. In fact, that's the only one that could happen. I don't know, because it was outside of the bounds of the Fighters Guild, like official, guild hall quests, but still done as part of the overall arching storyline that led to our advancement and promotion and gaining status as master. I think I'm gonna rule lawyer this one and say that yeah, that actually still counted as a faction quest, unfortunately. So that prevented the bingo, unfortunately. But there'll be more opportunities in the future. We actually had like 3 bingos on Thursday of last week, so more opportunities in the future, my friends.